you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com. Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Sports Talk 305 Network is back. It's time to talk Miami Dolphins football with the greatest fan base in the world. This is the Miami Dolphins Postgame Show on the Sports Talk 305 Network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Shobe. Here's your host, the Big O.
Oh, baby! How you feeling, Dolphin Nation? You feeling good? You better be feeling good. You better be feeling undefeated. You better be feeling like Bill Belichick is 0-4 against Tua. Yeah! This is too much, bro. This is too much. This is too much fun to start off the season. Damn. We were all waiting for this. We were waiting for this all off season. I'm not talking about you haters out there. I'm not talking about the disbelievers. I'm not talking to any of you out there. I'm talking about the real Dolphin Nation that felt it from the start. And it was building all off season. And like I tweeted out, this is a rookie coach, a new offense, a new coaching staff, and you're talking about a team that went out there and played pretty damn well. Overall, you can go look some of the other games going on. The Jets are getting killed right now, 24-3. I don't know if you guys know that, if you're watching out there, some of you haters. You know, you start looking out there. I think Joe Burrow came out and threw like 3 interceptions in the game. I think they're still losing. Yes, 20-14 with 45 seconds left. Okay, their season's not starting off. Doesn't mean that they're not going to have a good year, but I'm just saying there's ways you can start off the season. Joe Burrow, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, 246 yards. Maybe he can bring them back here with 45 seconds left, which would be absolutely amazing. You just look around the league. The Lions, I guess, after that preseason, that whole Hard Knocks, 38-28. What else do we have here? Looks like Baker Mayfield's down by 2 with 2 minutes left. The Browns have the ball. I mean, you know, you start to look around and things could be a lot worse. And today the Dolphins are undefeated. They're 1-0. They beat the Patriots again. Can we officially say the Patriots are Tua's bitch? I'm just saying. Can we say that? Are we allowed to say that the Patriots are Tua's bitch? Because that's kind of what I saw. I love the people that are complaining about whatever's going on with the Dolphins, with the offense. Now, let's get into some stuff here, okay? Let's talk a little bit about this because, yes, Kohu is here to stay. Yes, he is. And let me tell you something. Noah was inactive today, but I want to remind you because, like, there's a person that follows me on Twitter, and she's also a Dolphins fan, but she's a Yankees fan. And I was busting her chops the other day when she was like complaining and whining about the Yankees not scoring runs. And I always laugh at the spoiled. You know, when someone is spoiled, and there's nothing more spoiled than a Yankees fan, right? And so let me ask you something. The guys in the front office, that guy found X. That guy found Minkah Fitzpatrick. He was forced to trade him because of the idiot coach. Then he finds Javon Holland, but he also finds Brandon Jones. He also finds Nick Needham. He was also finding Trill Williams that he was on his way. Now he also looks like he might have Cater Kahu on the run, Cater Kahu forcing the fumble, and Cater Kahu with the deflection down the field with Hunter Henry. Cater Kahu was give that man a game ball today. Game ball, Cater Kahu. And by the way, who was on the show this week in one of our exclusive interviews? Who was it? It was Cater Kahu. So maybe that's a good thing. But anyway, my point is, listen to me now. So you're hitting on all these guys. What if you miss on Noah? Think about you as a Dolphins fan. You're going to complain about Noah. Okay, so your front office hit on Brandon Jones, hit on Minkah, and they were forced to trade him. It wasn't their fault. It was the coach, okay? They found Javon Holland. They found Nick Needham out of the scrap heap. Then they found Trill Williams. This year it's Cater Kahu. Are you really supposed to hit on Noah? You're like supposed to swing and miss on one of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to, put a little reality spin on it. You're not going to hit on most of your. Oh, and by the way, they activated the Vernon McKinley third, the other safety, the young safety they got out of California. And they obviously like him. They hung on to him. Cater didn't play a ton. He was injured half the time in training camp, and then he came in, made a couple plays, and they kept him. They hung on to Trill Williams. Nick Needham did not look good early on, and then he turned the corner. So I just want to put like a positive spin on this because I want you to know that it's not a big deal if Noah does miss out. It sucks. But, dude, you hit on a lot of guys in the secondary out of the draft or undrafted. I'm not talking about picking up Eric Rowe as a free agent and converting him into a good cover guy for tight ends. I'm not talking about finding Byron Jones. Those are free agents. I'm talking about guys you unearthed yourself. Okay? Trill was on his way, and now you got Cater along with Nick Needham. 3 guys are undrafted. You draft Minkah. You draft Javon. You draft X. You draft Brandon Jones. So if you miss on Noah, it's really just, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. That's all I'm saying. But I get it. A lot of you out there, you're so fanatical, you don't live in reality. But I'm just saying, relax. Take it easy. Take it easy. I see we're active already with the super chats. Gaming with Chill says 5 for the win, baby. Go Fins. Tua looked okay. Patriots are Tua's bitch. Yes. Let me tell you something. Yes, he has to. Let's talk a little bit about Tua. One, I need him to get rid of the football at times. He's hanging on a little bit too much, but let me tell you what the problem is. I'll tell you what the problem is. There's no running game. Did you notice that? So you won a comfortable game. You dominated. The Patriots never were a threat. Really. Let's be honest here in this game. They were never a threat to win this game. At no point were they ever, maybe at the beginning when they had the one drive, and then they were stopped with the turnover after that. That was about the last time they were a threat in this game. So Miami put a stranglehold on this game and ended it. But let me run these numbers by you so you'll know. They ran 23 times for 65 yards. You can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't do that. This has got to be now. It's the first game. I'm not here to slam Mike McDaniel for any of this stuff. He's fantastic, dude. He's done a great job. His team looked pretty damn good. New coach, new offense. Not a lot of time to prepare in this NFL. Nobody has a lot of time. He had guys that were injured. He had guys that didn't practice much. His team practiced cleaner than most in the matchups against Philadelphia and Philadelphia and what was the other one? Tampa Bay, right? It was Tampa Bay. Yeah, they frustrated the shit out of Brady in the first day. They made Brady go take an 11-day break. He was like, oh shit, I'm getting old. Wow, maybe I shouldn't have come back. They frustrated the crap out of me. And so the Dolphins frustrated them. They look good against Tampa. They look good against Philadelphia in their practices. They look good in the preseason games overall. And today they look better than the Patriots. So what more do you want? I'm sorry, for a young coach that just got together, put together his staff. This is his first game he ever coached. Fantastic job. Now, the running game has been a problem for a long time. So Mike McDaniel is fixing a lot of things. Tua Tagovailoa today had 270 yards on 23 of 33 passing, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. That 4th and 7 call, that was a gutsy call by McDaniel. That was a clutch throw by Tua, and that was a terrific play by Waddle. Waddle was fantastic today. By the way, Archuleta is a freaking Tua hater. What a clown that guy is. Okay, listening to that guy, he used the whole Tua narrative throughout the entire broadcast to try to play off of it. Absolutely amazing. Adam Archuleta, you, sir, are an embarrassment. Just start off the broadcast by saying, hey, just to start the broadcast, I don't believe in Tua Tagovailoa. I don't think he's going to be a good quarterback. And that's how my slanted broadcast will be for the next 3 hours. Enjoy, Dolphin Nation. At least I would enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? I would enjoy the broadcast more that way, at least if you're going to be brutally honest. Jesus Christ. It couldn't have been more obvious that guy was trying to spin it. He was dying for the game to fall apart on Tua. Meanwhile, these guys can't convert on 3rd down. Their offense is struggling. They can't score points with a fistful of dollars in a whorehouse. And nobody's talking about that. Why don't you talk about them? Why don't you talk about their entire struggles the entire offseason? Why don't you go see who's calling plays? Why don't you go talk about that? The genius is the one that scored 7 points. Hey, maybe Belichick can come down and spend his entire South Florida, his entire training camp in South Florida. Next year, when training camp rolls around in late August, I say the Patriots should report over to Palm Beach Gardens University, whatever. Maybe that'll help you, Bill, if you hang out here for a couple of months. Maybe you can beat the Dolphins and Tua, who owns your little sweater-wearing ass. So, yes, Tua was not perfect, but he was terrific overall. Solid. Make the plays, made the throws that he had to make. Receivers made plays for him, like the Tyreek throw, that it was a 50-50 ball, which Oronde Gadsden made a living of helping people out. What's it called? Clayton did that for Marino, and Warfield did it for Greasy. You love having guys that can fight for 50-50 balls and win that. Every quarterback needs it, and he got some of that today. But overall, I thought Tua did a good job. Wasn't great. There were times he hung on to the ball a little bit too much, trying to make too much of, too many plays. He's got to, if it's not there, you know how great he is at making quick decisions and quick throws? Make the quick decision that the play isn't there, throw it away. The Matthew Judon one up the middle, that's the only sack that I don't blame him that much for, because Judon came behind the line and he couldn't see it. Here's Mike McDaniel. Let's go to him right now.
What's up? Yeah, ice cold. Courtesy of Christian Wilkins. So my glass is a little splotchy, but what do you guys got? Is Barry here? Okay. I'll do the latter because that's the one I can retain. It was a very, very cool moment. Against my wishes, they just showered me in Gatorade and made it about me, which I know for a fact it's not. But the team celebrating together and just being happy for the direction that we're going in. That's why you get into team sports. I can also tell it was a good excitement and celebration, because it wasn't like a satisfied celebration. They were happy that we got it done. I think a lot of guys feel like the Miami Dolphins fan base and the organization deserve to win. But there was a lot of frustration, including me, on things that, in the game that we really left out there. So that was pretty cool. When the clock hit 0, I only have a couple reps, so I was most concerned with finding Coach Belichick and expeditiously going over there to shake his hand, and then trying to figure out really what I want to say to the guys. It's more of, okay, what's the next step in the job than anything else. It's maybe with friends and family, I'll take 15 minutes to appreciate it, but that's not why I'm here, is to bask or cheer. I'm here to help lead a team of people, and we got game 2 next week on the road against a team that's very hard to play at. So that'll be our concern. Other than that, I'm very happy for the team overall, because they've put in the work. It's really since April, and even before that, the whole organization has really worked in one direction, and you'd like to see that get rewarded. It was a cool moment for really our whole team, but the mechanics of working with the game management guys and talking through the different scenarios. We were just at the fringe of Jason's range, and yeah, you can push the envelope, but the flip side is you miss it and you're first down away from giving up points. So then it became all right. It does kind of make sense to go ahead and go for it. Have a couple thoughts in mind, and then they're in communication with the offensive staff. There was I think it was John Embry, kind of tipped the scales because I had a couple up, but then from that point on, it's all players. So we decided to do it. Had a couple thoughts in mind. You try to prepare yourself so it's not the first time you've thought about that scenario, and that does come up in end of half. So I had a couple thoughts, but then once the play started, I think Cedric motioned down, and we had anticipated a certain type of leverage in the man-to-man coverage, and we got it. Then we got the protection, and then Tua ripped a strike. Part of the reason that you hear so much praise from Tyreek and Waddle about Tua is because he throws that catchable ball that you can get yards after catch, and then Waddle, that's something that we've emphasized a ton. And you want to talk about deliberate practice coming to life in the biggest moment, is catching that in break and then having a mindset. Not being surprised that he's catching it. No, he only scores because he immediately transitioned to take it to the house. So I was glad to have him back. I told you guys I was very confident he'd be back. But that was a cool moment for all of us, and just wish we could have continued that momentum in the second half. But beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, no, this is, I told the team last night, I thought it was important that you guys were introduced to the offensive players in the offense. But this is still the defense's team until proven otherwise. And that and they valued that. That was important to them when they heard that, and they wanted to prove me right, and they sure did. There's a defense is funny where you have so many guys that are competitive and have high standards, and then you're giving up some yards and you're driving down the field. Well, it's a classic example of the other team has to score, so don't panic, and then wait for your opportunity and seize it. So that was a huge momentum turner. The pick with ex PBU, and then Javon coming in and making a play on that. Who knows what the game looks like without that one. So those are a ton of examples that we'll be able to learn from. But I thought it was good that the defense deserved to get some. They put in the work. They've it is the stage now where they've been able to play together for a while, and so that means a lot to them. They want to. They have a standard that they want to employ, that everybody knows when a Miami Dolphins game occurs that you're going to have to deal with this defense. And, we're +3 in the turnover margin, which that's probably the biggest indicator that you'll ever have. I think that's factual, actually. 87% or something. Anyway, you guys can check that but that was the real story of the game, was being able to protect the ball and the game +3. No, I mean, Tyreek made some plays. It's our plan is always to get him involved. Defenses can kind of dictate the terms. So you try to, this was a difficult game plan process with him in that regard, because they've over the years, he's been doing it for so long. Coach Belichick has done a ton of presentations, so you're not really sure, how many times you want Tyreek at the point of attack. There's a couple times that he was number one. There was a couple times he was number two, but he made a couple plays. And Tyreek's the same way. He was frustrated. There was a incompletion over the middle that he knew that Tua was throwing it on time, and he knew he should have been flatter, and he kind of faded away. He got mad at himself there. And there was a couple during the game that he was frustrated, which is what you love about him. And that's what you need from your captains. So I think each and every game we'll do our best to feature him, and unless the defense has to fully commit to take him away, which is good news for the Miami Dolphins, because we have some other playmakers, which you guys saw today. There was a lot of plays that were made and by a lot of guys, and then guys in space, and I think there was a couple third downs that the running backs really kept us on the field. So all of those things, we're just trying to involve all our players to the best of their ability. Some games they'll get a ton, some games they won't, but they'll keep working and getting better, which is the point. Mm-hmm.
Was it what you expected, and what about the build-up as you were, coming to the stadium today and all? Was it as planned, or was it?
Well, it's interesting with this role, and you may call BS on this or not, whatever. But you are so, I've talked about it at length before, you're so dependent upon so many people to do so many things. You're almost because you are in charge of so many people, you're delegating, but you're not hands-on with a lot of stuff. So you're so dependent. And as a result, I never felt isolated in the least in this moment. So probably the last, decade of football is probably the most relaxed and comfortable that I've been for a game. And it's the honest truth. and it's because you're from the scope, you are, yes, you're making play calling decisions, and a lot of your planning, you have to pay the piper. It's black and white, win or loss, but it's not about that. It's about doing right by all the people in the building, by the players, facilitating them coming together, and then we go out and have fun doing what we do. Because if you work the right way, you shouldn't feel stressed or nervous. So to be honest, it was what I was kind of starting to piece together in the preseason that, maybe this is right, wrong, or indifferent. We'll see at the, each game how it plays out, but I felt very comfortable. And there wasn't really any nervous energy or anything like that. Which was cool that I felt like the players were that way too.
Mike, first NFL win as head coach against Bill Belichick. What are your thoughts on just that statement alone? What do you think about when you hear that?
Man, I wish all you had to do was win one game. That'd be cool. That's not the case. So I'm kind of thinking about week 2. Again, time for reflection will come on my own time, not other people's. And right now, people don't need me to sit and think about my win-loss record. They need me to do my job, and that's what I'm focused on.
Thank you, guys.
Cool.
And there he is. All right, keep it in queue because I'm sure Tua's about to get there. And once Tua comes to the podium, we will go right to the podium and we'll get a little Tua action. How about that? He felt comfortable. And part of being relaxed and comfortable is preparation. And I think that goes for anything. You're an insurance agent, you're a reporter, you're a cook, you're a teacher, right? If you have the right lesson plan and you know how to present that lesson plan to your students, then you're going to feel comfortable on how you deliver it and teach them, right? Same way for anything, right? If you're going to take a test and you studied your ass off, you're going to feel good. Now, if you waited till the last moment and you started to cram everything hours before, and then you didn't sleep well because you only slept a couple of hours. We've all done this, right? And then you get to the test, and then you're trying to do, and then, well, guess what? You're kind of panicking. And that's kind of part of preparation, And that's the thing with, his when he was talking about being, feeling comfortable. And listen, his thing is offense. Now, he's got a lot to solve. You got to fix that running game. They need to fix that running game in a bad way. Okay. What is it, 2.5 yards a carry or something like that today? They've got to do a much better job than that. Tua's got to do a better job at times of getting rid of the football. I know you want to make a play, but that's kind of been a thing with him all the way through college. And that's why sometimes he's gotten hurt too, because he doesn't have to take extra hits. Remember that with the one that was almost intercepted by Tua? Did you notice that play? That play was done. He had a guy bearing down on his ass, and he took a hit, and he flicked it. He's not Mr. Flick. Right? That's a matter of an awareness of knowing who you are and what your talents are. Okay? You're the guy that needs footing. You're the guy that needs to be properly set to throw. You're the guy that needs the proper balance to throw. You don't have the luxuries of the big giant arm that you can be, out of balance or whatever and just all arm and you'll be able to flick something really easy. That's not who you are. And that was his mistake there. Here we go. Let's go to Tua.
We just couldn't finish. There were also times where, we had communication errors within our headset, and we couldn't fully get the play communicated to the guys as well. And so it was kind of on the fly things like, hey, we don't have a play, let's go to this play, or let's just go to this play. And all those things are things that we can clean up. But I think Mike has the utmost confidence in us from things that we've shown in practice, from things that we've done throughout training camp, and also, when we've had joint practices. I love it. Yeah, he has the utmost confidence in the entire offense. That's why. Sorry, three guys just asked the question like right here. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the logistics are going for it on fourth down where we were on the field, but what I do know is Mike had confidence in us that when we did call that play, we were going to make it work, and so we did make it work. And Jalen ended up scoring for us, so that was nice.
Mike said he didn't want to make it about himself, but getting his first game as head coach out the way, getting the victory, the Gatorade bath celebration, just what was that like as a team, and your thoughts on that?
I thought that was awesome. It was awesome to see the team come together under Mike McDaniel. That's his first win as a head coach for the Miami Dolphins. So it's something special. And he's always said that he wanted to come here and create something special. And it's just the beginning. What I take coming out of this is, what can we learn from this? We'll go back, watch the film, and then we'll reassess, get back to work on Wednesday.
And the quarterbacks was the group that was honored today. I want to know, have you had any chance to speak with Bob Greasy, and what has your conversations with him been like?
I've never had the opportunity to speak with Bob Greasy. The only person I've really been around has been Dan. So I have many conversations with Dan. Yeah. You've seen what the defense was able to do for us. I would say they were the momentum changers for us. With the interceptions, with the turnovers that they had. Offensively, we just didn't capitalize. But, I think the overall picture, with as much as we wanted to do offensively and as much as we didn't get to, do successfully offensively, we still came out with a win. So I think that's a big positive for us.
There's so much talk about Tyreek. What do you think of this offense? What was it like in game one having that option, and obviously the connection you had with him?
Yeah, I would say it's a continuation of growing for, the timing of me and Tyreek with, continuing to learn what he likes, what he doesn't like. And it's a continuation still with Jalen and with all the other guys within our receiving core.
Your first drive, you have third one, you throw a deep pass, and then you suggesting you're going to go for it on fourth and run. The play didn't get run, obviously, because they jumped off. Is this a changed mindset from, say, your first couple years of aggressiveness going forward on fourth down? Sure.
Well, I never thought that we'd go for it, but that's Mike told me, like, stay in there, we're going to go for it. And we had calls that we wanted to call, and I wasn't sure when we were going to call them. So with it being on the first drive, there was a little surprise, but really nothing should surprise me with Mike's. Yeah, we were going to run a play. Yep.
Can you walk us through the touchdown pass to Waddle, and did you have any flashes back to your days with him at the University of Alabama?
Yeah. Well, they were playing a one high coverage. Waddle ran his route, got open, just gave him the ball, and he did the rest. I would say it was hard in the moment to have any sort of flashbacks of our time at Alabama. It was just awesome to see what he did, with the ball after he caught it. Oh, it feels awesome. It feels awesome having someone like Tyreek. I'll keep saying this. Dude's a cheat code. you know, it's not easy covering this guy. You know, when he's motioning, when he's running routes off of motions and doing his thing. So I love it. Well, I mean, our game plan was to score points and as much points as we could. For us offensively, you know, Mike says that our offense is not aggressive. That's just the style that we play, whereas other people think it's aggressive. You know, for us, whatever call Mike, you know, decides to choose for us to run, that's what we're gonna run. Whether it's trying to set up a play action pass or not. You know, we'd like to do a little better in the run game, but you know, I think that's what the first week is for. We got all the jitters out. Everyone got their first real live action of a game, you know, and had all 4 quarters. So like I'll always say, we'll go back into the film room. We'll talk about it. We'll go through it, get everything corrected, and, you know, we'll come back Wednesday. Yeah, that's not an individual accolade, or I don't even look at it close to being that. It's a team sport, and this team has won 4 games straight against New England. So, you know, however way you see it, however way you put it, that's what it is.
There he is. 4-0, baby. 4-0. Draft Tua. Shut down the Patriots. It's over. It's over. 3 years ago, the Dolphins ended their dynasty. They said, no bye week for you. You will go to the wild card. No food for you. No soup for you. No playoffs for you. And then you get out. They get bounced. They lose Brady. He goes to the Bucs. They win a title. And now they're stuck with a terrible Big Mac. Sauce, ugly, you know. Guess I think he had the better game, right? Tua or Mac Jones. Just saying. Beating Justin Herbert, beating Mac Jones. I don't know. You know, whatever. It is what it is. I looked up Jalen Hurts stats, 18 of 32, 243, 0 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. So passing-wise, I know he's a running guy. He had like 90 yards. But passing-wise, wasn't that much better. By the way, the Bengals and the Steelers are tied at 20 with 2 minutes left in overtime. Joe Burrow, 32 of 51, 332 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Okay? 4 interceptions.
AO?
Yes, sir.
The Bengals missed a field goal earlier. The Steelers just missed a field goal, hit the upright, bounced out, and it's still 20-20, 2:22 to go.
Nobody wants the game.
Nope.
What can I tell you? Nobody wants the game.
And there was
Saints
a couple
came
super
back.
chats.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Saints came back to beat the Falcons. Bears beat the Niners 19-10. So there you go. Ravens beat the Jets. The Jets are just a terrible team. You know, I was listening to some New York idiots that they were actually talking about like that Flacco's a decent quarterback and that he's not as bad as people. The Jets really have a chance with him. And, you know, sometimes people will just convince themselves of any kind of crap. First of all, let's go through some of this stuff here. Justin Hansen, sir, thank you for the love on the super chat. Thank you. Let me go through a couple of these super chats. Oh, you're already doing it for me, huh? True Fin fan, Bella Cheater put his guys through this weather for a week just to get dominated. His players are grateful. I'm with you, True Fin fan. I love it. Like I said, maybe they can come down for the entire summer next year. You know, that's all. They don't have to go and hang out over in Chatterland. DJ Gallagher says, Bob Buttle, in terms of Hill being a cheat code, Hill bounced off of an O lineman. It reminded me of Tecmo Bowl on Nintendo. Not fair. So fun. He's on our team. LOL. Thank you, DJ Gallagher. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I have my Gallagher from DJ Gallagher right here, which is a beautiful thing. I'd be remiss if I did not mention also on Cash App or Venmo, you can also send us some donations there. Cash Big O Show. And Peter German sent there. Steve M., thank you very much for your donations. Laurent Lamothe also in pregame sent a donation. So thank you there at Cash Big O Show. Very kind of you all out there as always, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, what else do we have going on? Boy, this has been pretty. It's been a first week where there's a lot of sloppy play. There's a lot of stuff that is very unpredictable. You know what I mean? The Steelers are not playing. Dude, they're playing with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. And they're actually hanging. You know, Trubisky has only thrown for 149 yards. 18 of 31 for 149 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. And he's in the game. Yet Burrow has thrown for 330 yards. But he's thrown 4 interceptions. So that's kept them in the game. It's weird, man. Texans. The Colts are tied with the Texans. You would figure the Colts with Jonathan Taylor, right? 31 for 161 yards. Matt Ryan is 30 of 48 for 331 yards. Pittman has 9 receptions for 121. And yet Houston is right there. Mills has 240 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's really absolutely crazy what's going on in the NFL this week. Justin Geeb or John Geeb says, "Hey, seems like most fans would rather have a QB with 4 touchdowns and lose than have Tua play. So weird. It is. It's. I don't know what they're expecting, and no running game either. He had no running game to deal with." Gilbert Martinez, thank you for the love on the super chat, my friend. I appreciate it as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But everybody else gets a pass. Mac Jones gets a pass. Justin Herbert is God. You know, it's just the way it is. It's funny how Tua gets all this kind of weird hate. It's, by the way, let me talk about the coach. First of all, the players obviously were happy with the result. They were well prepared overall. Was it perfect? No. Is the running game working? No. Do I see Jalen Phillips in coverage? I don't want to see that. You know, there are certain things that, you know, you gotta wonder about. Nick Needham on the outside. I don't like that. I like Nick Needham on the slot. I think we found out, give me Kader Kohu. Kader Kohu, I believe, this is just me. I'm just saying this. I'm just going to say, can I say this? You mind if I say this? You mind there, Josh Boyer, Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel, the entire Dolphin Nation? Can I say this? Kader Kohu is a much better athlete than Nick Needham. He has ball skills in the air that I've never seen from Nick Needham. He's done it already several times in the preseason. Remember the tip? And then twice today. I would play Kader Kohu on the outside. You got your starter now. Okay? While Byron Jones is out, I'm moving Kader Kohu to the outside, and I'm leaving Nick Needham where he belongs, in the slot, where I'm not going to deal with guys playing alley-oop. You play on the outside, I got to deal with guys playing alley-oop. You play inside, I don't. Kader Kohu can cover tight ends. That's how effing athletic he is. What he did to Hunter Henry today, have you seen his arms? I mean, this is a well-defined young man. Okay? You think, oh, Division II, and you think he looks like your paper boy because he played in Division II. No. He is built already like an NFL player. And we have an interview with Cater Kohu, by the way, on our platform here. We did it earlier in the week, and we'll be there on Wednesday again to get all kinds of exclusive interviews for you guys leading up to the game. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep it locked here. But I would keep Cater Kohu on the outside. They found themselves a player, man. Think about this. If Trill Williams stays healthy, Jesus Christ, dude. If Trill Williams stays healthy, and then you've got Cater, you all of a sudden now the position we were worried about, we were going, holy crap, they got some depth. You know? But like that's pretty cool. It's again, it doesn't the Noah thing is not a pressure thing for the Dolphins now. That's the best part about Cater Kohu. He takes all the pressure out of Noah becoming a performer. Whether it happens or it doesn't, so be it, dude. If it happens, great. The first-round pick came through. If it doesn't, okay, man, you move on. You're going to get Trill Williams back next year, so you're going to add more depth. You're going to add like a draft pick next year in Trill Williams. So you're adding somebody to the secondary. Love it, man. And you know what this has me now? I want to find out about Vernon McKinley III because that's another guy I heard that they like a lot. And, Connor, Kohu, and Vernon are three guys that are like guys completely on the periphery. And yet they had an eye for these guys and they had passion to keep all three of them. So that tells me I need to, and now something happened with Eric Rowe. Immediately they activated him. So they had all the confidence in the kid. I'm intrigued, as they say. Very intrigued by what's going on. AH360, someone asked what we expect from Tua, so I wanted to give you something. I expect a touchdown in the second half to close out the game. Too much to ask? There you go. That fourth and 7, that was the play. That was the play. 1, the coach had the balls to make the call. 2, Tua had the ice to throw the pass perfectly. And then 3, Waddle made the play, broke the tackle, and sprinted for the touchdown. So that, to me, that was the money play of the game right there. That was the play that separated everything. Folks, the Dolphins didn't play a clean game. They didn't. Think about it. The running game's not very good. Okay? They made a couple mistakes in the passing game, right? They gave up some yards on defense at times, but overall, I think they play a pretty good defensive game. And they won comfortably 20-7. They won comfortably 20-7. The game was never in doubt. Don't take that for granted. At no point was your sweaty ass in that stadium ever worried about winning that game. Think about that as a Dolphins fan. You were not at the edge of your seat at the end of a game. You were not wondering, can you get the final drive to get over? Can you get a field goal to win the game? Can you stop them so we can barely win the game? No, the game was never in doubt. The Dolphins were in control of that contest the entire time. Don't forget that, please. So don't get to the point where you're complaining about this and complaining about that and acting like you're unhappy. You beat the Patriots, dude. You're 1-0. You're tied with the Bills at the top of the division. The Jets and the Patriots are in the bottom where they belong. Separation of church and state is happening as we speak. That's it. That's the bottom line. Your team did not play a perfect game, and they dominated the Patriots. Those are the facts. If you're complaining about that, I can't help you, man. I can't help you. If you're sitting there all pissed off because you need Tua to pass for 350 yards, I'm sorry. Tua did what he could do. Give him more of a running game, and maybe now you can get some more going. But overall, They did exactly what they needed to do. They won the game. They controlled the game. They never were ever in any threat of losing it. To me, that's absolutely fantastic. So, if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Rob, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, fantasy football has ruined how people view football, especially when it comes to it. Yes. And there's no patience anymore. There's none whatsoever. So I told you yesterday when we were doing the Canes, Mario Cristobal did not inherit some kind of a clean program that, oh my God, they're ready to compete. They're far from competing with Alabama and Ohio State and all that. Their secondary is terrible. You don't just take over in one offseason. You go from mediocre for 20 years to now you're challenging Alabama and Ohio State. Well, Mike McDaniel doesn't go from one offseason and become the best coach and the Dolphins become the best team and the best offense in football. But I tell you what he has done from day one. He's been crystal clear about what he wants to do. He has coached up his team pretty well that they have represented the Dolphins and the Dolphin fans very well throughout the preseason. Instead of us talking about like in years past, oh my God, did you see it? You hear about the Falcons practice? Oh man, they got dominated. Oh, they got dominated by Tennessee. Oh, they got this, that. No, they're the ones that look better than the Eagles. They're the ones that look better than the Bucs, except for Danny Cannell, of course, who actually, I don't know what the hell he was watching, Eagles, Dolphins, but the Dolphins had the edge over the Eagles. I'm not sure what Danny Cannell was watching. Clearly, he was probably hanging out because it is kind of a country club now. So you get there, you're the national guys, they treat you, you're not really paying attention to football like the rest of us that actually do the job. But anyway, that's something else. But, listen, bottom line is the guy has had his shit together since he took over. That's all I've seen from Mike McDaniel. He's got his shit together. And this team has looked more competent, more clean, more believable than I've seen in a long time. There's a reason why so many of us had a good feeling about this. Because I know there's a crap ton of you that had a great feeling about this team because we've talked about it all offseason. Sure, we got the haters, we got the doubters, we got the people that have been beaten down for 20 years and they can't believe that things might actually turn around. That's fine. But the rest of us that actually watched what the hell was going on, it looked pretty good. And today, they look better than the Patriots. So for whatever you want to complain about, you want to be Tua or do you want to be Mac Jones? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I must have missed that one. Because, the next time somebody tells you, you tell them, well, so what do you want? You want to be Mac Jones? Because he's the one that gets all the praise, right? Not Tua. He's the one. He's the next Twommy boy. He's the next Twommy boy. Oh, have you seen Mac Jones? Oh, yeah. They've corrected their issues in the last 2 weeks. Now that they've been away from the meteors. Oh, Belichick, and, they'll figure it out and all that. Yeah, whoa, yeah. They'll figure it like they did last year. Yeah, their offense was so figured out. They were so fantastic last year. They were lighting up the world last year. Come on. What do we got? Sean Stanley.
No, I saw it in the chat, so I just wanted to verify, but I did now. The Patriots announced Mac Jones has a back injury, and then he wasn't available after the game.
Well, what can I tell you? He has like 2 left tackles now. He needs a second one so he can't talk to the Boston media. But Mac told us that they'd fixed the issues the last couple of weeks. Do me a favor. I think it's NBC Sports Boston, I believe. They carry the Patriots presser. Can you see if it's up yet? We got to play the Patriot. We got to play Belichick's press conference. Please look it up for me, Sean, because this is one of those where I got to have Sourpuss's face here for a couple of minutes and see him explain and say, yeah, boy, Wender kicked my ass. Yeah, no, I'm Tua's bitch. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. No, I had no answers for them. Yeah, our offense sucks. But yeah, let's get a little Belichick. I want to see what Belichick told the Beaners. The Dolphins broke Mac Jones. They also broke Belichick too, by the way. Let's see. Can we all be happy for once? You know what, Gabriel? Screw the people that don't want to be happy, bro. I'm sorry to be so blunt about it, but if you don't want to be happy, that's your goddamn problem, bro. That's your goddamn problem. That's not mine. I'm sorry. I'm all about this. They won. They're 1-0. They look good. They look better than a lot of teams in the NFL today. That's another spoiled ass remark by some of you out there that you're complaining. Your team looked better than a lot of other teams in the NFL. For you to complain about the Dolphins, boy, you got a pair. You got one hell of a pair. And again, the next time somebody tells you, oh, this is delicious. The next time somebody tells you and complains about Tua, you tell them, hey, so you want to be Mac Jones? Is that what you're saying? All right, let's hear from Sourpuss. Oh, I love this. Let's see what Sourpuss has got to say. How short will this interview be?
Yeah. All right. Well, obviously, it's a real disappointing ending for us today. There's a lot of things we could have done better. It came down to one play, but there are a lot of things besides that. So, in the end, we just got to do a better job than we did. And Miami played hard like they always do, and they just made one more play than we did.
20-7, bitch. It's more than one play.
Left a lot of points on the field there.
We missed opportunities. We just got to do a better job in every area.
Coach Blanc on the field on that last play, you anticipated a Hail Mary. His job on that play is what, as far as on the field?
Well, they could throw it deep, or they could run the Desperado type play, which was kind of a in between 20-yard pass, and then it turned into Desperado.
That's it? Desperado. Come on. Why don't you come back to your senses?
I don't think that was
ass
the right.
all over the fences. What are you doing, bro? What's up?
Well, no, it was posted 4 minutes ago, but they're talking about a Hail Mary pass. That's not. We didn't do no Hail Mary.
Oh, why is that? Wait, but
They
it
asked
said,
about the Hail Mary pass, and
so you had the wrong press conference?
it said it was posted 4 minutes ago after loss in Miami, but was there a Hail Mary that I missed during the game?
Oh, here's the other thing. How stoned are you to say it came down to one play?
That's
one
where
play,
that's
they
where I
beat
started
Arizona
wondering.
down. Are you sure?
That's where I started wondering what was going on, but
are you sure?
Yeah, I tried. Let me see. All right, let me look for more. Hold on. I apologize, everybody. My fault. I looked. I thought it was 4 minutes ago.
It doesn't matter. It was a loss.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah.
either way, it was just sweetness that Bill's losing. Yeah, that's their podium, probably, right?
Well, no, yeah. Well, I thought it said posted 4 minutes ago. It said 4 minutes in duration. I read it wrong.
Oh.
I'm going back to school to read this week. I'll be.
That one play stuff was messing with me. I'm like, one play? It was 20-7, asswipe. They kicked your ass. They wiped the floor with you. What do you mean one play? The hell out of here. Well, we'll try to get the real one so we could get some current sourpuss. That's past sourpuss. We want current sourpuss. And by the way, I think we had a super chat come in. Here we go. Oh, no, that's the fantasy football one, but thank you, Rob. I think I saw another one right before we went to the thing. Something else I see everyone will give Tua all the blame for the loss, but no credit for the wins. Yes, John, you're 1,000% right. Yes, you are. Yeah, that's exactly the way the game is played. Yeah. Like I said, when they tell you, oh, I'm not, well, then you want Mac Jones? Just wondering. You don't want to win? Is that the deal? You don't like to be 1-0? You don't like to be the Patriots? Is that what's going on here? I'm just wondering. Really? Is that the way the game is played? I can't stand the performance. Oh, really? You don't like being 1-0? You don't like beating the Patriots' ass 20-7? You don't like the fact that the game was never in doubt? You know, that's the part that's actually hilarious. The game was never in doubt. Titans, by the way, are leading the Giants 7-0. Vikings leading Packers 7-0. The Chiefs are up on the Cards 14-0. Raiders and Chargers, they are tied at 3 right now, late in the first quarter for that one. All right. There you go. Burrow, 7 sacks, 4 interceptions. Coach McDaniel has given the Dolphins stability already, Big O. Yeah, I mean, how are you not like really proud of the way McDaniel has started everything and how he looks? Okay, and what a blessing for all the writers and the people that cover the team on a daily basis, because they get to cover like a freaking human being, which is awesome. They had to deal with some horse's ass that would never actually, like loosen up a little bit, be a little bit more of a human being. This guy is a human being all the time. And I think maybe that's why he might get his players to respond. I don't know. To me, it's a better improvement from last year, the way the Dolphins play, especially the office. You mean the front office? Yeah, I'm with you. Wayne Stryker says, Big O, I've been listening to you for a while. You're the real deal. Go Dolphins. Well, thank you, my brother. That's very nice of you. I just got to convince my wife one day. 30 years in, I haven't been able to yet. I'll try one day. But I got you guys at least. Who cares if he looks impressive? He threw for 270 yards with no turnovers. That's it. They won they dominated the damn game. A team giving a coach a shower and first win, that speaks volumes. It speaks like they love what he's doing. They love how he's carrying the team, and they're responding. Dude, Zach Sealer making plays constantly. Emmanuel Ogbah making plays. Christian Wilkins. Brandon Jones. By the way, where's my man Omar Kelly? Huh? Where is Omar Kelly? How many of our discussions did we have? He's anti-Brandon Jones. I'm Mr. Brandon Jones. And I told him, you got to give the kid some time to grow into the coverage part. Huh? Oh, Brandon Jones, baby. He was arguing with me that Brandon Jones isn't a ball hawk. Did you watch today? Because all I ever see is examples of Brandon Jones being a freaking ball hawk. Kader Kohu, ball hawk. Xavier Howard, ball hawk. Javon Holland, ball hawk. Anybody noticing a trend? Noah's the only one that broke it, but outside of that, everybody else is a ball hawk. Telling me Brandon Jones isn't a ball hawk. Are you kidding me? Don't insult me like that. I know what I'm watching. Where are you, Omar Kelly? You better take that L, baby. You better take that L. Brandon Jones. Love it. That is strong, man.
Hey, yo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to try to pull this up real quick. I'm going to play it for you.
Are we talking about the press conference?
No, it's not Belichick. It's something
we have
Tyreek.
people cheering to a Waddle Hill. What a thrill. To a
No, I
Waddle
haven't seen
Hill.
any of those. I don't know if you have any. This is actually from the locker room of the Dolphins. Clay Ferraro talking with Tyreek Hill.
Okay. Okay. Where's it at?
Give me a minute. I got to bring it up. The Twitter.
You know what my job is? I bust balls all the time. That's what I do. I got Gina all
what's
flustered.
funny?
Oh, you're picking on me on Yankee fans. All right, go ahead. What?
No, what I'm bringing up has to do with that. So give me a moment.
Has to do with what? With all right. Tua haters are just trolls stuck in their mom's basements. Real fans root for your team. I just find it incredibly baffling, like how you don't root for that guy. Big O, do you think the holding call on X was made to make up for the missed one on the touchdown? It happens, bro. I mean, X was guilty. He was guilty both times. Although Parker also had a chunk of his jersey too on that first one, but on the second one, X deserved the call, dude. I don't play that game. Miami won the game. New England lost the game, and it had nothing to do with the calls. Let's see what we got in the locker rooms.
Hey, McDaniels, he's gonna need a wheelbarrow, man, for his nuts to carry around, man. He got a lot of cojones, you know what I'm saying? So let's see call by him. Man.
Okay, so McDaniel's going to need a wheelbarrow because he's got a lot of football in him, or does he have a big pair of footballs? I couldn't pick up on it because it was kind of low. You had to crank the bitch. You had to crank the bitch up.
I had that all the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't really hear it too well. You may have to put it onto an audio clip and then jack the hell out of that audio clip and then replay it for us. Let's do it that way. Let's see.
Hey, McDaniels, he's gonna need a wheelbarrow, man, for his nuts to carry around, man. He got a lot of cojones, you know what I'm saying? So let's see call by him. Man, hey.
Yeah, okay, so McDaniel's going to need a wheelbarrow to carry around his nuts because he's got a big pair of footballs to make that call, and that's the 4th and 7. Hey, listen, if you want, you got to have an edge. McDaniel has the edge. He looks like a freaking geek, right? With the glasses, he's skinny, he looks frail, all that kind of stuff. Keep judging a book by its cover. Keep doing that. Keep insulting the man by judging because you think that he doesn't, look all muscular or he doesn't look all grizzled and old and worn out like Belichick or something, that he doesn't look like your traditional coach. That dude's got cojones. Cojones. And he's opened up games with bombs, and he'll open up a practice with a bomb, and you saw it on 4th and 7. He went and not only that, listen, it's not only McDaniel having the balls, it's also having the guts to count on your quarterback. You got to make the call, and you got to make the call that you expect your quarterback to make the throw. And to his credit, of course, the haters, they'll leave that out. That was a money throw. The Archuleta idiot was talking about the one throw he missed to Tyreek, right? And he said, well, that's the thing about Tua. They're going to complain about all, the ones that he left on the table. And I'm like, yeah, but he hit the other one with Waddle earlier, dude. You don't mention that? Like you're going to hit every one? Have you mentioned that he doesn't have any turnovers? Have you mentioned that they're winning the game? Have you mentioned that he has no running attack? So it really hasn't helped out Tua because you can't do play action when there's no action. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but there is no play action without any action. And when you're averaging 2.5 yards a carry, that's no action. The double standard is disgusting. Let me just say that, okay? The double standard is disgusting. The Archuleta spent his whole time talking about Tua, and meanwhile, the guy on the other side doesn't look nearly as good as Tua, and yet he keeps talking. And finally, he hit the one shot on Bourne because Miami screwed up and put Needham outside. He should be inside. And he goes crazy. Oh, well, finally he hit one. You figure it, all this and that. And it's like, yo, dude, he's losing. But it's the double standard. Archuleta hung on the entire effing game playing the Tua card as a sensationalistic BS throughout the entire game as his, hey, well, what do you say about Tua now? And it was like the end of the third quarter. And the announcer, I forgot his name now, Greg Gumbel, I think it was, right? He goes, well, I'd like to make my determination at the end of the game, which is what you're supposed to do. Like some idiot in the first half was like, well, I'm not that impressed with the offense. And then, boom, they hit the water one. I go, so how you feeling now? It's like the game's 4 quarters. When the 4 quarters are over, can you see the score there? I'm sorry, there? This way? No, that way. There. Can you see that score? 20-7. Seems like an ass kicking to me. Seems like domination to me. Seems like he played a pretty clean game overall. Can we just give the team credit? Can we give the coach credit? Can we give a lot of players for stepping up, making key plays at key times, from Ogba to Wilkins to Brandon Jones to Tua to Waddle to Tyreek, the high one-hander up there where he was fighting with the DB. Lots of people made plays. Sealer made a play. Jalen Phillips recovered a fumble that Kohu forced. Kohu had the deflection. Guys, one person doesn't win the game, but the Dolphins won the game. Give the damn Dolphins credit. They're 1-0. They prepared all offseason. They prepared for this game. They were well prepared. They were the better team, and they won. End of story. There's nothing else to talk about. We can nitpick a little bit here, there. I don't want Jalen Phillips in coverage. I don't want Nick Needham outside. You need to improve the running game. What happened on the offensive line? Yes, I can nitpick and start talking. Are we supposed to have a perfect team? I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I must have missed it. McDaniel here for 10 years? With a couple titles and teams that were turning over, the same teams coming back from one. I'm sorry. I must have missed that. So what are we expecting here in game 1? A win, right? That's it. A lot of us laid the 3.5. We won. The hell are we complaining about? Vegas had them by 3.5. They won by 13. Vegas had them by 3.5. They won by 13. I'm sorry. I'm missing negativity here. What the hell is there to be negative about? Be happy, bro. It's an awesome freaking day. Belichick's the one that's got to go with his depends, all pissed off, getting onto the plane and going his ass back to Beantown, saying, damn, I spent all these days here for nothing. The only guy that scored out of the Patriots was the owner because he was probably at an Asian day spa for the last couple of days. Outside of that, nobody else from the Patriots scored this entire week. Everybody's pissed on the plane except for Kraft, of course. He's got a permanent smile. They loved him long time. The Welton Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there. Send the links out, Sean. The folks are saying they never got some links. See if Cam is ready now. What else? Marcel, Joe Shad. Poopart sent out a link to Poopart he wants to talk to. I don't know. No.
I sent the links out. I sent the links out. Shad's already texted me. They're going to call when they are complete.
Okay.
I don't know about it. Cam. I haven't talked to Cam or Marcel, but Joe, I have.
Okay. Let me see if Poopar wants to do a bonus. I told him if you want to do a bonus, you can come on and join us. Big O Parker got shut down. Of course. Come on, man. He wasn't going to do anything against X. By the way, what defensive coordinator what offensive coordinator and QB is attacking X on a consistent basis? And on one play, you had Javon Holland with X. Yeah, let me throw to the guy that's being covered by X and Javon Holland, because that makes a shitload of sense. I'm just wondering, was Spicoli at quarterback? I'm just wondering, was it Wiz Khalifa at quarterback? Somebody mightily stoned is doing that and making those calls. Yes, Sean, I'm sorry. Were you going to say something? Because I saw something there. No? Yes? Maybe? Okay. Big O, no offensive holding calls today. I mean, that's what I'm saying, dude. Overall, what was the? Let me get you the total. It wasn't too bad for the team. It was a pretty good game overall. Look, let me read a couple things for you all out there. There's so much good stuff that will happen in this game. So many different players making all kinds of plays. And again, the best part, I can't say it enough, it was never in doubt, which is actually the most beautiful part about all of this, that game never, ever had some kind of a threat of not ever being a win for the Dolphins. And that, my friends, it doesn't get better than that. I know that this damn thing is going slow. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let me go to, I don't know if I got to open up another damn page or what the hell, bro. Thing is slow as hell. Here we go. Finally. Jesus. All right. So, total yards, Miami 307. Great. 307 to Patriots 271. On rushing, obviously 78 to 65. The Patriots, their run game was strong early on, and then Miami kind of figured it out and slowed them down. So the second half, they weren't nearly as successful. Miami had 4 penalties for 20 yards. Oh, it's 420. There you go. Where's NorCal? NorCal, 4 penalties, 20 yards. And anybody else that wants to celebrate, it's legal in a lot of states. You got 420 right there. Time of possession, 32 to 27. Turnovers, Patriots 3, Dolphins 0. So Dolphins got it done. Dominated. Mac Jones, 21 of 30, 213 yards, a touchdown, an interception. Tua Tagovailoa, 23 of 33, 270 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. That's it. So if we call Tua a 12 to 18 QB in the league, how's that different than Tannehill? Carlos, you can call him whatever you want. You know, it's one game, and to compare Tua to Tannehill is completely silly. Tua's a real quarterback. Tannehill has never, ever been a real quarterback at all. Nothing about Tannehill makes him a real quarterback. He is a game manager, and he has more physical talent than Tua. I know that. I'm not going to deny that. I can find a lot of guys that have more physical talent than Tua. Doesn't mean they're going to be better quarterbacks. So I'll go. Why don't you measure Tua by the time the season ends with competent coaching and an offensive line and all of that? Then, but after one game, I don't think this is the time you want to measure a person like that at this time. Greg, thank you, my brother, for the love on the Cash App, or on the Venmo, that is. All right, so thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the support as always. And he's loving the week 1 start like most of us, which is a beautiful thing. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it as always. If you also want to make a donation through Cash App or Venmo, that's Cash Big O Show, by the way. Cash Big O Show. Sweet Baby Ray says a win is a win is a win. Why must we dissect all this BS when we won and the Super Bowl champs lost at home, plus the runner-up also lost at home. Am I missing something here? You're not missing a damn thing, dude. This is a great day for us Dolphin fans. They're 1-0, and they get ready for next week, and they got a chance to go 2-0. What did we talk about mostly throughout this whole thing? What did we talk about? About the first 4 games. What did we say? Worst case scenario, go 2-2. Well, guess what, folks? They're halfway there already. I think they're going to go 3-1. But I am. You know me. When I don't like what they're doing, I'm a hater, and when I like what they're doing, I'm a homer. So I get all of that. But I said they would go 3-1 in this stretch. But I think most Dolphin fans would be very happy and satisfied with 2-2. Because we all know that past Dolphin teams would be a disaster. They might be 1-3 or 0-4. You know what I mean? With poor coaching and all that. So you're already halfway to 2-2 in the first 4 games. In the worst case scenario, because for me, 1-3 is unacceptable. You must be 2-2 or 3-1, and God bless you if you go 4-0. Oh my God! Because the only game I have them losing, obviously, is Buffalo. Because I don't put the Dolphins at the level of the Bills. Not yet. They're not there yet. Why would I do that? That's stupid. I love my Dolphins, but I'm brutally honest here, and I call it like I see it. But I know they're better than the Patriots. I know they can beat the Ravens. That's for damn sure. They'll zero blitz his ass next week, and they'll force him into a bunch of mistakes. So I'm not worried about that. For me, it's about splitting the Bengals and the Bills. That's the game that puts me in the position that I think this team can be in. And, one of the things that I love is a kaopectate moment. And a kaopectate moment is when somebody's having a really bad day. And I swear I saw a big-ass bottle of kaopectate follow Bill Belichick after that 20-7 ass kicking at the hands of the Dolphins. Let's hear from this kaopectate drinking fool, Bill Belichick, who is now owned by Tua at 0-4. Fire away, Sean Stanley.
All right. Well, it's obviously a disappointing start here. It's really a pretty even game. 2 big plays, 14 points, really skewed the game. Move the ball. We couldn't get any points, enough points, and we got into their territory. We got in there 6-7 times, whatever it was. Ended up with 7 points, so we got to do a better job finishing defensively. Gave a big play there at the end of the half and a couple field goals, but still need to play better on 3rd down and obviously getting the ball back there at the end of the game. So not enough good things to win. A couple bad plays really hurt us. Need to finish some drives better and both sides of the ball. Make an impact plan to keep the game somewhere. Just build on this and get back to work. Yeah, we missed him.
Is Matt hurt?
I've been in the training room.
They feel the new look offense performing their first real test.
Yeah, I think I just said that. Move the ball, had a couple plus 50 punts, but we generally moved the ball, but didn't produce enough points.
Didn't look like Kendrick Bourne got the game to the very end. Was there a reason that he wasn't playing?
No, it just worked out that way.
Came in and immediately caught a 40-yard pass. In retrospect, he was playing more than
We did what we thought was best.
Was it disciplinary or anything?
No.
He just told us that he's not giving the coaching staff what they need to see. What do you need to see from him to get on the field more?
Yeah, we talked to all the players. We all just all need to do a better job. Obviously, coaches, players, we just all need to perform better. So we'll work on that.
So some of the free rushers on the sacks with that communication issue. What was wrong?
Yeah, we had 2 plays where we had enough to block them, but we didn't block it properly. So yeah, there were 2 of those.
Retrospectively, glad you brought the team down early in the hospital.
Yeah, I don't think that was a problem. We had a good week.
The challenge for you to make sure the guys don't get down on themselves, after one game.
It's a long season, but I don't think anything will be decided after this week's games.
Overall, what would you just say about Mac at times? Is it on him not finishing the drives, or everybody, or what would you say about his performance today?
Yeah, there weren't a lot of incomplete passes.
Those rotations along the offensive line, Cole coming out early, Isaiah late, those heat related or three-point?
Yeah, we planned to play as many people as we could. I think we played just about everybody. All right.
There he is. Kind of quiet. Kind of nice. I mean, listen, he was honest. Poor job finishing. The big play at the half, obviously. Not enough points in Miami zone, all that kind of stuff. So he was right. Better question. How about the guy in the Tua press conference that asked him in the middle of the press conference, has he talked to Bob Greasy? Did you catch that one, Sean? So, Tua, did you talk to Bob Greasy? I'm like, why would he talk to Bob Greasy? He's got Marino in the building every day. I think you know what I'm going to do. I think I'm doing something every Wednesday from now on. Hey, Tua, did you talk to Earl Morrall lately? Oh, but he's dead. Still, did you talk to him? Seance, something. Hey, Tua, did you reach out to Don Strock? Hey, Tua, have you talked to George Wilson Jr.? Hey, Tua, did you talk to Jim Jensen? Hey, Tua, hey, have you reached out to Guy Benjamin? Yes, Sean?
I think that was somebody that was putting together a story about the 72 Dolphins and just mistimed a bad question.
Dude, come on a Wednesday. Wait till the end of the damn press conference. In the middle of a game? In the middle of a win? Hey, have you talked to Greasy? Yeah. It's like, what? Did you reach out to David Woodley? Man. Tua, have you touched base with Fiedler? I'm just saying. You might want to reach out to Dave Wanstead. He'll show you how to run your fingers through your hair. God. Oh, man. Tua, there's a lot of violence going on. Did you call up Gandhi? Oh, that is just so awesome. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Grove and Grit show says, yeah. Hey, Tua, have you talked to Mushbrain, Trent Green? I added the Mushbrain part. Oh. Hey, Tua, have you spoken to Shula? Oh, man. I wouldn't be mad if I heard he talked with Pennington. Yeah, but it's you don't do that like in the middle of a press conference in a win. Ask something about the game. Get your ass back to the facility during the week and ask the question on a Wednesday at the end of the press conference. Hey, Tua, I want to ask something that's a little bit off. I'm doing a piece on the 72 team. Did you ever get to talk to Bob Greasy? Have you talked to Bob Greasy? You know, whatever. I don't know. But it's just that thing came out of left field. I was like, what? Talk to Greasy? Like, what the? John C., thank you, my man, for the love on the super chat. Very nice of you, sir. Very, very nice. Appreciate it. We all appreciate the love, man. Very, very kind, as you guys have done amazing supporting all of us here on the program. Did I do Richard Ray? Yes. Oh, no, it says, why are the Dolphins fans so miserable? They are people that win the lotto and complain about the taxes. That is true, bro. Any Dolphin fan complaining today, do you know what you've gone through for 20 years? Like, really? Do you want to really like crap on a good moment, on a good start of the season? They're 1-0, and you want to sit here and act like you're unsatisfied or that they're not good enough? And go look around the NFL and go look at the disasters that are happening around the NFL. And you're going to complain about your team winning 20-7. And they're 1-0 and tied with the Bills, by the way, at the top of the division. Okay, so you can keep pace and maybe somebody else takes care of the Bills for you. There's John C. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, John C. So funny, man. Hey, Tua, have you talked to Justin Herbert on how to make it to the playoffs? Oh, that's right. Stockholm Syndrome fans. Yes, Chuck Cooper, you are so right, dude. You are so right. I talked about this in the pregame. Like, don't allow yourself to be a sourpuss because of the 20 years that went on. Don't try to make yourself think that everything's going to be a failure. Give yourself a chance to enjoy the moment, man. Give yourself a chance to enjoy the Tyreek Hill signing and Cedric and Teron Armstead and Mike McDaniel and the incredibly entertaining press conferences we've had from the coach already, the great vibe we've gotten from the players, the terrific training camp and preseason that they had overall, considering how limited it was. And then you start off the season 1-0. Dude, enjoy the moment, please. God, it is so freaking awesome. Really is. It's just a great feeling to be where you're at right now. Are they where they need to get to? No, but it's a hell of a start for Mike McDaniel and his staff. H2 whatever adventures. Hey, Tua, have you talked to Mac Jones on tackling techniques for he might need them? Let's see. What else do we have here? Dolphins had the second largest margin of win, 13 points in the early game. Baltimore beat the Jets by 15. There you go. And they played the Jets, a much more terrible team than the Patriots. That's the other thing. By the way, the Patriots, what was it? They allowed 187 yards passing per game last year. Now, they did lose JC, so I know that some of you are going to say that. But either way, that's who they were, right? They were the team that's one of the best secondaries. And they seem to develop guys anyways. They seem to find the next guy because they don't want to pay them. They let them go. They keep moving them on, and then they go find another guy. So who knows? And that the what is it? The Rugger kid? What's his name now? I'm brain farting. That kid's a hell of a player, bro. Duggar. That kid's a hell of a player. They got two excellent safeties. Him and McCourty. They're I don't know about their corners because obviously they got some transition going on there, but their safeties are really, really good, man. Really good. Impressive as hell. Matthew. Here we go. Matthew Tinsley. Played a really good defense. Patriots aren't the team to style on. I mean, listen, overall, they did a really good job against a really good defense. That's what I'll say. Go Finns, Kohu, and Morstead, good. Offensive tackles, big worry. Well, can't fix. Well, Armstead's not a worry. You're talking about on the right side. David Triana says, did you see the ball to Alec Ingold that Tua overthrew by just a hair? Loved how effortless the ball looked. Anyone else underneath that with a little more speed, and that would have been a TD. Yeah, he just overthrew that one. Yes, sir. You are right. All right, the game is in. Yes. What were you going to say, Sean?
Joe's on the line as well.
Oh, okay. Well, let's tell Joe to give me a couple minutes because Cam was up, but he's on Cuban time, so he's a little late here. Let's get Cameron Wolf going here in our KSDT CPA Sports. Miami Dolphins report.
We unleash the Wolf Pack as we get the latest in the NFL and the Miami Dolphins with our KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL Network insider Cameron Wolf. KSDT is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370. Here's NFL insider Cameron Wolf.
All right. There he is, Cameron Wolf, with our KSDT CPA Sports, Miami Dolphins report. There he is. Sean, okay, now we got you. There we go.
What's going on, Big O?
Cam, this is just an extension of what we've seen. This is what I told Dolphin fans, because anybody complaining right now, nitpicking about certain things, it's silly because there's a new coach, new offense, a lot of new players to the mix on offense. You don't really have, like everybody in the NFL, doesn't really have a ton of time to really prepare for the season the way you'd like. There's a lot of sloppy football being played. Miami has looked like the better and more prepared teams in their practices against the Bucs and the Eagles, in their preseason games overall, and then today against the Patriots. That's why I say today was just an extension of what we've seen the entire offseason with Mike McDaniel, a young coach that has done a pretty damn good job overall of preparing his team. Thoughts?
Yeah, I thought Mike McDaniel had a really good day calling plays. Like you said, the offense wasn't on full display today. I talked with Tyreek Hill right after the game off the field, and his first reaction was, it was good to get a win, but we know we can be better offensively. And when you beat a team by 13 and you can be much better, I think that's a good way to start week one. Now, there were some throws that Tua could have had, will want back. There was also some plays where, receivers didn't run the smoothest routes, or
Tyreek dropped a beautiful dart in the middle of the field. He should have caught that.
Exactly.
And
you're right
they can't
about
run
that.
the ball. And you can't run the ball 2.5 yards. You can't do that.
And so those are areas of improvement. And I thought Mike McDaniel said it perfectly after the game when he said that, this is still the defense's team until the offense proves otherwise, right? And so the defense we're going to talk all offseason. We talked all offseason about Tua and Tyreek and how it's all going to look. But at the end of the day, the defense is still just the best part of the team right now. And the offense has plenty of potential, plenty of room for growth, which is good. But right now, the defense is the one holding things together. And so I think that you go into next week, you're going to obviously need to play better offensively to beat a Lamar Jackson-led Ravens team. But I think that you at least showed today that you were what we thought you were, at least the second best team in the AFC. You're clearly better than the Patriots. And from there, you just kind of see what your ceiling is going forward from there. So I take more positives and negatives out of today's game.
270, a touchdown, no interceptions. I'll take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Go look at some of the numbers of quarterbacks all over the place. They're throwing interceptions, and they don't have nearly as many yards. So I think somebody pointed out that outside of the Ravens, Miami had the second biggest win points-wise. So, there's not really a lot to complain about. And I will say this. While, of course, there should be there's a lot of improvement they need to make on offense. But the 4th down and 7 call, to have the balls to make the call, to have the confidence in your quarterback, and then the receiver not only made the catch, but then broke the tackle to then spring himself to the touchdown. All three guys, you got to give a lot of credit to all three guys. The call, the throw, and then the play after that. I think say whatever you want. They're not perfect, but that was a clutch ass play. That's the one that really broke the game open.
Yeah, that's my favorite play of the game. Obviously you watch that play. I also did like the Tyreek
Mama didn't
pass.
raise a fool, I guess.
Exactly. That I thought what was so dope about that play, and I talked with Tyreek about it walking off the field, and he gave the response that I think he again said in the locker room about Mike McDaniel having big balls and that he needs a wheelbarrow to carrying him around. And so that was Tyreek's feel, and I know the locker room loves it because what it shows, even if you don't get it right, you're showing trust in your offense, you're showing trust in your quarterback. I'd say that if you don't trust your offense, you don't trust your quarterback, or you're a little bit conservative, you pump that ball away, you pin the Patriots deep, and you go into halftime with a lead. And everybody's like, okay, cool. That's what you expect. Calling that 4th and 7 takes guts. And then Tua hitting Jalen Waddle in stride in the middle, and then Jalen taking it to the crib. That looked like back in Alabama days. That looked like they were taking it back to Tuscaloosa. And so I loved it. To me, like, everybody obsesses about the deep ball, but to me, Tua's at his best when he's making passes like that, where he's having a very small area to throw to, and he's threading the needle and putting it right on the money. That to me is the best version of Tua.
Wait till the offensive line and the running game can actually get the linebackers to suck it up a little bit more, and then that middle becomes even more open. Watch how much more dangerous Tua becomes at that point. But again, you've got to get the running game going, because if not, you're going to
absolutely.
You're not going to get to the point you need, and your quarterback's not going to get to the point you need, because you just can't live your life without running the ball. They're going to have more success running the ball. Okay, so you talked about it. Christian Wilkins, Emmanuel Ogbah, X, Kader Kahu, Javon Holland, Brandon Jones, Sealer. It just, the names go on and on here today. All kinds of defensive players made all kinds of big plays. There were times where they bent a little bit, and the running game, especially early on, the running game was gouging them a little bit. But then they would find a way to stifle the drive one way or another. And it's a lot of those names that I just talked about that they just came up with timely ass plays throughout, man.
Yep. Yeah, I think even back to that first series, that play where I don't know why Mac Jones tried X. Mac Jones should have had some scouting. Exactly. Mac Jones should have asked us, and we could have told him how X and Devontae Parker looked in practice for many years in Dolphins land. But Xavier is draped on Devontae, has a great coverage, and Javon's over there and gets the pick. And it's sort of that duo ball that you want to see from a top corner safety duo. And I talked to Javon Holland. He said he wants him and Xavier to be at the top cornerback safety duo in the league. He said he wants them to be spoken of how Derwin James and J.C. Jackson are spoken of. And when you make plays like that gets you in that area. And I think you hit it on the money. I was worried that drive because they were running the ball down the field. And the one element that I talked about in pregame on NFL Network was that, look, the Patriots have ran the ball successfully over the Dolphins recently with Damian Harris and running the ball. I think the last 2 games they played, they had 259 yards rushing combined in those 2 games. And so I figured if they were going to beat them today, it wasn't going to be with Mac Jones' arm. It was going to be running the ball. And that play really, really stifled any progress the Patriots offense had. And from the rest of the day, it seemed like they were dink and dunk on offense, running screens, and not much success on the ground. And so I think the defense deserves a lot of credit. They brought back all 11 starters, but they've got contributions from new guys too. You mentioned Kader Kahui. He's a guy where our big question coming into the game is how do you replace Byron Jones? The Patriots didn't have any success against the other corners either. Like Xavier was balling, but it wasn't like, they were picking on Nick Needham. They weren't picking on Kader. They weren't picking on, Kean Crossan when he was in there. That's pretty stout play for a bunch of guys who honestly were expected to be 4th and 5th cornerbacks coming into the season. And so that's what most impressed me about this team. A couple dominant plays by Christian Wilkins inside, Zach Sealer inside. I think this team has the potential to have a top 5, top 7 defense, and they showed it why today. And so another challenge next week against Lamar.
By the way, we got to stop.
Yeah.
We have this image of these corners, And McDaniel told us already this week, he goes, you guys look at him as young. We don't. And the problem is I've gotten a taste of Cater Kohu now the last couple of weeks. You get to talk to him, you watch him, he's mature beyond his years. He doesn't walk like a wide-eyed rookie. He walks in like a dude that says, you want to underestimate me? Good. I'm glad you're doing that because I'm going to have the best of you right now. And that's who that guy reminds me of, because it's Trill Williams, it's Nick Needham. We've talked about this. And I put out a tweet today. We have to stop with the whole Noah bullshit. How much more do you want your front office to do? They find Minka, they got to trade him. The same guy found X a few years back. Then he drafts Javon Holland. He finds Brandon Jones. Now he gets Nick Needham undrafted. He finds Trill was on his way, and now it's Cater Kohu. Dude, you're supposed to miss on Noah Igbenogany. Well, you're supposed to also hit on him too. So I'm not surprised if Noah becomes a failure, because you've been hitting on all your other DBs that you either drafted or signed undrafted. All those guys you hit on. I'm not talking about Rowe or Jones, because those aren't their draft picks. Those are just free agents. Okay. But the other guys that they have unearthed or drafted, they've done a magnificent job of finding players in the secondary. So magnificent that now Eric Rowe gets a little banged up, and they activate Vernon McKinley III, which I'm really intrigued with him, because Tanner Connor, Vernon McKinley, and Cater Kohu, they all missed time, a lot of time in training camp, and yet they had convictions on all three and kept all three. So
that's a great undrafted class.
Yeah, it's like, wow. And Trill last year, they had conviction on him. They loved him from the get-go. And sure enough, they kept him on the roster. They protected him, and it was starting to pay off. So it's interesting how good they've been in that secondary.
Yeah, man, there's one thing they really do well. They develop cornerbacks, especially cornerbacks you can't find from anywhere. You know, Cater Kohu, Texas A&M Commerce. A lot of people wouldn't even know that you had a football team at Texas A&M Commerce. My sister actually graduated there for her master's degree. I didn't even know that they had a football team. And my sister went there to school. I didn't know they had a football team. And so until this guy came across. And so from there, you know, this guy is making sense, like he belongs. And ultimately, it makes you know that they're going to play the best players. And that's going to be it.
All right, so let me nitpick now. Let's go on the nitpick segment. I've said this before, and I continue to be right, and it was proven again today. You don't play Nick Needham on the outside. You keep Nick Needham inside. And from what I've seen the last couple of weeks, in the preseason game, he had the tip in the middle of the field. Today, that Hunter Henry play just was that's just magnificent. I'm playing Cater Kohu on the outside because he's the better athlete with the better ball skills in the air. That's what I've noticed from Cater in a very short time. I've seen ball skills and ball skills where it's at the high point. That's an incredible talent that you must have. And Nick Needham, I'd rather keep him lower on the ground, so keep him on the slot where you don't have to deal with the up in the air much. But if you're going to play on the outsides, then I need X, and I'm going to put Cater Kohu as my starter on the outside, and I'm keeping Nick Needham at the slot. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it evolves through the week. I think a part of why they did what they did today is you don't always want to give a rookie undrafted kid, throw him straight in the fire and have him start
or give Nick the first shot at it, or just give Nick the first shot at it. That's what they did.
And I'm sure, like every corner, Nick wants to be more than just a slot corner. He probably believes that he could play outside as well, and so that has been the plan for them over the last few weeks since Byron Jones. It became clear Byron Jones wasn't going to be back. They wanted to give Nick Needham the first shot out there, and so I'm sure they'll watch tape. Maybe he'll get it again week 2. Maybe they'll switch. But I do think that Cater showed a lot in his first game and shows that you can trust him. Like, it's different when you're doing this in the preseason and when you're doing this in training camp versus doing it in a real game against another team starters, against another team who's trying to play 100%. That gives you, okay, this kid can hang. it goes from I think this kid can hang with the big boys to now I know this kid can hang with the big boys.
He's a playmaker. Okay, he's a playmaker, just like Brandon Jones is a flat-out playmaker. And if you see Omar Kelly out there, make sure you remind him. I called his ass out there because he kept telling me all offseason that Brandon Jones isn't a ball hawk, and it's like, come on, dude, that guy's all over the damn place. I love that kid, man. Fantastic. All right, what are you working on NFL Network so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, good news, Dolphins fans. I am going to be back this week doing a lot of Dolphins coverage. I will be in Baltimore doing the Ravens game for the Dolphins for NFL Network. So we'll be doing that Sunday. We'll be doing coverage Tuesday on NFL Now, doing a lot of Dolphins Ravens talk. And check out my interview with Tyreek Hill if they run it on NFL Network. He said balls and wheelbarrow and all that stuff there. So I don't know if it clears our FCC policies, but if so, then it's a pretty good interview.
That's what I love about where we're at here, bro. We can let it fly a little bit here and have some fun with it. But hey, don't lie to us. Deep down inside, you need the Dolphins to keep winning because then that's when they'll say, yeah, stay home, Cam. The Dolphins are a hot story. We want you to cover Tua.
So yes, good news and bad news. The good news, I get to stay home, hang with my girls, which I love. The bad news, today I was down on the field in the suit for 4 hours and 110 degrees feels like temperature. And so I don't know if people saw it on social. I was posting some videos and pictures. And so that's the bad news of being in South Florida. I would take the 110 over the -10, but it's still tough. People always love your job until they have to wear a suit and tie and dress shirt for 4 hours and drench out there on the sidelines in the heat. So today was definitely difficult in that respect.
You got to you got to go find like a racing, auto racing. You got to go talk to those people that have race cars and NASCARs and all that, and tell them to give you that thing that they put inside their suit. That kind of keeps them cool, bro. So that way, when you're out there and you're looking sharp in your suit, and they're going, dude, Cam's not sweating. And that's because inside you have like one of those chill jackets that's just keeping your body temperature down. I'm telling you.
Hey,
that's it.
I need it.
Everybody out.
If there's a NASCAR team that has one and would like to sponsor me, I will mention your product. I would love to have it. It's a perfect opportunity. Yes, because I need that. I need whatever.
JC Motorsports. JC Motorsports follows us. We have a relationship with JC Motorsports. So if you guys are watching, let's help my man Cam.
Hit me up. Let's talk. If you got that, if you're a suit maker who makes some suits that are going to be super cool and then I don't burn up on, let's talk. I'm willing to talk anything so that I don't feel like I felt today.
That's it, man. And by the way, if you guys trademark this shit, I need a small percentage for coming up with the idea here, okay? So I'm just saying, you guys are getting ahead of me here on this already. All right, Cam, I appreciate you, my brother. We'll catch up later on in the week.
All right, appreciate you. Oh, all right.
You got it. There you go. Cameron Wolf, baby, and our KSDT CPA Sports Business Report. Don't forget, KSDT CPA, whether it's personal, whether it's business, they do it all, dude, okay? And they've got offices in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. Go to them at KSDT CPAs and find out everything that they do.
This has been the KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL insider Cameron Wolf. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All righty. We're going to reach out now to Joe Shad, who watched the game. Brett Franz, I'm Hans, and I'm Franz, and we're here to pump you up. Tua threw 270 yards with a 104.4 rating with Mac Jones playing below average, yet commentators shredded Tua the whole game. Not commentators, Archuleta. Okay? Archuleta played the clown show bullshit the entire damn broadcast. He played that damn thing like it was a violin. Jericho. I used to like the show Jericho. It was a pretty good show. Thank you, my brother. 7 points with Tyreek and Waddle. Get Tua out of here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, get Tua out of here. Yep, you'd rather be Mac Jones, I guess. End up losing and with worse stats. And Jericho throws another one. Tua is trash. Gotta love that. Sending super chats in to diss Tua. That's it. Those are the haters. The haters will pay to officially hate, which is just absolutely beautiful. We'll get in contact now with the one and only Joe Shad, and we'll talk about this terrific Dolphins win over the stinking New England Patriots, which just a beautiful thing to see the Patriots lose, and Belichick trying everything desperately to overcome the losing over and over and over versus the Dolphins and Tua, and he just can't get past it. I got to tell you, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see the frustrations of one Bill Belichick. We'll get Joe on. Mike says some people just need to admit they have a sexual attraction to Herbert and become Chargers fan. It's okay. We don't judge. We should have dropped 40-plus points on them, but I'll take the W. I don't know how you do that when you can't run the ball, bro. It's hard, man. It's hard. They got to be able to do a better job running the ball. That's when that offense will completely click, when you've got the running game going. They don't have the running game going. All these Tua haters flooding this chat room. Herbert has better stats in a half compared to Tua all game. Yeah, but he can't win more games than Tua, and he can't beat Tua. So what's that say, Clemente? What's the stat say when you can't beat Tua? What's the stat that matters? The yards or W's or losses? What's Herbert's record against Tua? I thought it was 0-1. Has Herbert gotten to the playoffs? Yeah, but it's a lot of stats, right? Yeah. Yeah, you're happy with the girl that is, screaming she had an orgasm, but really, but that's all right, bro. She's probably making you feel good. Too many stat queens in the chat probably complain a Super Bowl win, but the QB goes 9 of 11 for. Yeah, no. Can you imagine Greasy, like 6 passes, 7 passes, and they win the Super Bowl? They would fry to. Oh man, that is awesome. Yeah. Oh, Dolphins defense has helped Tua win so many games. You mean like the Baltimore Ravens of 03, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of 01, the 97, the 87 and 91 New York Giants, the 73-74 Dolphins. Yeah, no, I know, dude. Defenses, yeah, it's just not, defenses never win any games. They never really help you, bro. Yeah, no, I know. Did you watch Ben Roethlisberger in his first Super Bowl? Yeah, dude, he really carried them all the way through. Yeah, dude. Yeah, defenses never win. Yeah. Some of you out there, it's like you have no football education whatsoever. It's like you've never really watched the game of football ever in your life. It's like you don't even understand the quarterback position, because there's a shit ton of you that don't know anything about the quarterback position. Because you idiots that just think it's about stats, you're freaking morons. Marino put up all the stats, but he didn't have the support. Oh, my God. That's what I'm saying about Tua. He doesn't have the support. Oh, shit. But no, it's great to put up all the stats, because the stats mean so much. Some of you out there, like the dude that just said that right now about the defense, who was it? Well, I forgot which one it was, but you're like a clueless idiot. And seriously, dude, I'm sorry, but you don't know jack shit about sports, about football. You don't know anything about football. You don't understand this game at all. You make it, you idiots like you, people like you, are so effing dumb that you think every team has won a Super Bowl because the quarterback was super dominant and made all the plays. Yet the history of the game is littered with performances by defenses, by running backs. My God, one of the Super Bowls for the Washington Redskins, Timmy Smith ran for like 200 and something yards. Nobody ever heard from Timmy Smith again. Before the Super Bowl and after the Super Bowl, nobody ever heard again of Timmy Smith. I wonder what I'm going to ask you something weird there, Sean. No? We got him? Yay or no? I can't tell what the hell you're saying. It's sign language. What's going on with Joe Shad? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's going to contact us on StreamYard. He's not going to go on camera, though, so we can get his audio.
Oh, he'll turn off the camera. I got you. Yeah, exactly.
What I just found out is because I connect on the other Procaster, I cannot connect on this one.
Okay, no
we
problem.
use the other one when we're at Acura and things like that on calls. So
right, I got you.
He's going to call in here in a moment. We'll get him on.
Okay, no problem. That's good. We'll get Joe Shad on, and we'll talk about it. But there's too many of you that really don't understand football, and you have this misconception of how this game is won, and it's won many different ways. Every defensive play, Leon Fresco, thank you. Every defensive play against us is going to be a blitz from the edge until Dolphins start running a ton more wide receiver screens. They don't want Tua rolling out. Well, you know, that's part of it also is you better get that running game going, dude. You know? Ken Walker, thank you for the love. Where did you get the hat? Can't find it online. Dude, I bought it like 5 years ago on Amazon. So they say you can't find it anywhere else. Lucas, thank you for the love on the super chat. And one more, D Wolverines. Every first game of the season, lots of players are struggling in week one. But if this QB, and then he's trash, and we need a new QB, LOL, did we win today or lose? Geez, just be happy. Stop complaining. I'm with you, D Wolverines. To complain today is just asinine. All right, let's get to it, baby. Yes, sir. It is time for a little hijinks. You know, Joe Shad's always involved in hijinks. So it's only apropos that a sports bar by the name of Hijinks Sports Grill would be the proud sponsor of Joe Shad. And so now we have Joe Shad on the phone with our hijinkssportsgrill.com Miami Dolphins report. Mr. Shad, good evening, shall I say now at this point. How you doing, my friend?
What's up, Big O? Doing well. Dolphins off to a good start, 20-7, pretty much what I anticipated. Not a lot of surprises. This is about how I expected it to play out today.
Yeah, and it's, you know, you watch around the league, there's a lot of sloppy play. And I asked Cam this. One of the things that I've noticed from the Dolphins from the get-go with Mike McDaniel, for a young coach with a new staff, his teams have been well prepared for practices, for preseason games. And in today, they went up against the GOAT, and his team was better prepared than the GOAT's team. So one of the things I like is the consistency I've seen from Mike McDaniel overall, that his teams have not seemed overwhelmed at all. And Joe, I'm tired of watching your reports the last couple of years when they go practice against that team or this team. And what are you writing, Joe? How they got manhandled, how they got used and abused and all that stuff. That has not been the tone at all throughout the entire offseason and today. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a good start to the Mike McDaniel era. You might remember, and it was a different situation, but Brian Flores lost his first 7 games as head coach, and Adam Gase lost 4 of his first 5, including his first 2. McDaniel obviously better positioned than either of those coaches, even though the Dolphins did make the playoffs in Adam Gase's first season. But one of the concerns about going from Flores with his strict hand, his heavy-handedness, his discipline, his toughness, his structure, his authoritarian style was, okay, is practice going to be as well run? Are penalties going to go up? And I agree with you. You have not seen that. This guy McDaniel has been in numerous NFL organizations, even though he's only 39 years old. He is not a jerk, but he does expect things to be run in a sound manner. And you saw it today. You know, they were not messy. They were not sloppy. It wasn't perfect, but you know, they certainly looked a lot better than the Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, Bill Belichick offense. That's for sure.
Oh, hell yeah, man. And Joe, we're talking about a gutsy guy. You look at him, he's skinny, he's got the glasses, he's got the geeky look. He doesn't look like your atypical coach, right? He doesn't have the grizzled look. He's not the big, brawny guy like they have in Detroit, all that kind of stuff. But here's a guy that plays the game with a lot of guts. We've watched him in practices be aggressive and open things up with a bomb. And today, on 4th and 7, he made the biggest call of his very short career, because that was the game winner right there. That was the clincher on that play right there. That's the one that broke the back of the Patriots on that play. 1, he made the call. 2, Tua made a hell of a throw. And 3, Waddle finished it off, breaking the tackle and going all the way. But the guts McDaniel calls the game with, you got to like that.
Yeah, I was surprised that the Dolphins went for it in that spot. And I think, you know, Dolphins players were surprised as well. But I think it's good because it kind of backs up everything that McDaniel has done this offseason in terms of trying to build up their confidence, lead them to believe that he believes in them. And also, McDaniel is a guy who is going to listen to the analytics. And the Dolphins were at the Patriots 42 as they closed in on halftime. McDaniel said that he had prepared for this exact situation before. And in taking into consideration all of the statistics about, you know, odds of a field goal, where the ball would be placed following a punt, and going for it, and the fact that he had a couple of specific plays that he really liked, that he really felt good about, and he got the look he wanted, and the Dolphins executed the play, and it was good to see Waddle with the explosiveness. Didn't always look quite as explosive as a rookie as he did at Alabama, as he was still coming back from a leg injury, an ankle injury. So, you know, I asked Mike McDaniel a month or so ago, how aggressive do you think you'll be? And McDaniel sort of took it the other way. He said, well, you know, we have a good defense, and I have to take into account the flow of the game and the opponent and how things are going. But I just had in my gut feeling that when push came to shove, he's kind of a roll the dice kind of guy. I don't think he's a guy who's walking away from the crap stable.
Well, I mean, in life, my brother, if you want to play the way conservative, then, you know, life is going to bite you in the ass. You're going to have to take some chances sometimes, and you're going to have to take some risks. And it's nice to know that he's willing to take those risks overall. All right, your assessment of Tua's game today.
Tua did okay. You know, he had a solid performance when you look at his completion percentage, his passer rating. You know, he did have 1 touchdown and no interceptions. Obviously, Tua is going to have to take care of the football. It's got to be a point of emphasis for him. He has fumbled too often early in his career. He needs to protect the football.
Well, he needs to get rid of it sometimes. Some of these he has to live for the next play. And dude, just fling it out of bounds already, dude. Just get rid of it. The one he threw late. Dude, he waited till he ran towards the end of the sideline, and that's how he gets injured. That's how he's gotten into the Saban talked about it many times, that he's hanging onto the ball, trying to make a play. And, you know, the Judon one in the middle, I don't blame him at all for that one, because if you look at it from the quarterback's angle, Judon came up behind the line of scrimmage. He didn't really see him until he turned the corner and popped up the middle, and the offensive lineman couldn't get to him, and he was right on Tua right there. But the other ones, he's got to do a better job, Joe, of that, because he's also risking injury, not just turnover, but he's also risking injury. And if we had to nitpick on some of those, you know, that one that he took a shot, that it was almost intercepted, he tried to flick it. He's not the flick guy. He's not the 6'5" guy with the gun in his arm that he can flick it for 20 yards or 25 yards like nothing. That's not who he is. He's got to understand that. So he's got to live for another play and throw it out of bounds. and get rid of it. Or he knows where guys are on the field. Throw it at their feet, and that's it. But get rid of the damn ball, dude.
He needs to play smart.
Yeah.
It's his third year.
Yeah.
So he needs to be smarter
Yeah.
in reading defenses and in making good decisions. But it's a little bit of a catch-22. He's been watching film of Tyreek Hill to try to get an understanding about how open he gets, where he gets open, where he likes to break on his routes, and who's throwing the passes, Patrick Mahomes. And so here's Tua Tagovailoa hearing, and maybe he's not literally hearing it, but he knows it's out there. All these, pregame shows, whether it's CBS, Fox, ESPN, NFL Network, they're all saying, listen, two things. Can he throw the deep ball, which he didn't really have to do today? And two, can he prove that he's worth the 5th overall pick in a draft? In other words, is he the guy who can do special things? Is he the guy who can lift his teammates? And like a Patrick Mahomes and a Josh Allen. But the truth of the matter is, Tua doesn't need to do that to be successful and to win games for this team. And so he needs to do – I could just imagine what Brian Flores might have done to Tua after a few of those decisions on the sideline. I think Tua is definitely glad that McDaniel is his coach. But I'm sure McDaniel will make some corrections too. Be like, dude, listen,
Sure.
Think about the situation.
Yeah.
You got to think about the situation.
Yes. I didn't like the one that he almost got intercepted. I didn't give a shit about the pass. It was a bad decision. What I hated was he was sitting there willing to take a hit for that. When you weren't making a good pass, you weren't going to complete it. You got to make a better decision, dude. You need to take care of your body. And I remember as a young man, I would have, again, this is a problem with a lot of people that follow this sport. They really don't understand it. And I would hear people complain about, oh, Marino got rid of that ball. He should have hung on to it. No, you idiot. He did the right thing. He got rid of the football so he can live for the next play. And Dan did not, you know how Dan says pick a guy and let it fly? Well, he also let it fly when there was no guy. And he didn't waste any time. He was happy with getting rid of it, pop. And he didn't care because he would come back for the next play and then get it. And I wish that Tua implemented a little bit more of that for Marino, where he was quicker to just say, let's fight, let's live for another day, because he easily could have, suffered an injury with that hit he took, because he's not a big guy, dude. So he's not set to take a whole bunch of hits. That's
Dolphin fans weren't happy with CBS analyst Adam Archuleta, who was
he played that to a card the entire goddamn broadcast.
He did make a few fair points in terms of, spots where Tua missed an opportunity.
Yeah, but you can't
in
say
particular with Tyreek Hill.
The Tyreek Hill one, exactly. But you can't say, well, see, that's where he's going to get criticized. Yeah, asswipe, but you didn't mention 4th and 7. You're not going to hit all of them, Joe. And I would tell Adam the same thing. I'm sorry, I must have missed a quarterback to hit all of them. He hit the one that counted on 4-7. He missed the Tyreek one. But what about when he hit Tyreek in the middle of the field for 20 yards? Why didn't Tyreek catch that one? He dropped it. And
Archie go back and look at where the ball is.
He could have thrown it a little higher. Get the hell out of here. It hit him in the hands. He dropped the ball. That was a pass by Tua. He put it low. Yeah, it was low, but low so no one else can catch it except the fire hydrant. And he dropped it. He freaking dropped it.
I just think, and I tweeted about this, it's just crazy to listen to the two schools after this particular game. Some say, Tua was great. Some say Tua was horrible. No, but I'm telling you, I'm reading it on Twitter.
One. He was neither one. You were fair. You were fair today. You said he was solid today. He was good. That's it. That's all he did today. He did enough today to help you win the game. That's all. And I don't expect you to be against a Belichick defense, a line that still cannot block and run. You did a good job overall, dude. You weren't great, but, dude, you weren't terrible. You're fine.
My fear is that we're going to get through this season. The Dolphins are going to do whatever they're going to do. They're going to win 9, 10, 11 games. They're going to be on the borderline of the playoffs. We all know where this is headed. It's easy to see. It's a good team as long as they stay healthy. We saw injuries to Austin Jackson and Teron Armstead. Those are the kinds of injuries the Dolphins can't afford. Now, Greg Little is not terrible, and they do
Oh, he
have the
actually
ability
played
to
all
put
right, actually. He
they
played
do
all
have the
right.
ability to put Robert Hunt at right tackle in an emergency. So they're actually not horrible in terms of tackle depth. But, listen, for any period of time until Ron Armstead would forget it. I mean, that would just be crippling.
Yes.
But we did see them overcome the injury to Byron Jones today with Kader Kohu doing an unbelievable job. And credit to Mike McDaniel and Josh Boyer and Sam Madison and Pat Surtain for not caving into pressure and putting the first rounder out there, saying, you know what, I don't care that this kid Kohu is undrafted, Division II, Texas A&M Commerce.
Play the best player.
He's been better than Igbenogany. We saw it. I saw it. All right. Look, I'm not a football coach, but I can tell.
Everybody. Crossan was better.
Yeah.
Trill was better.
Yeah.
And Cater was better.
So I give the Dolphins credit for not just saying, well, we're going to give this guy another chance. You know what? And that decision proved correct. He had a tackle for loss. He had a fourth down pass breakup. And then another big play at the end of the game.
Yep. I'm with you there. I say you have to start Cater outside, not Needham. I love Needham in the slot. I've never liked Needham outside, and today he showed it again. Kader Kohu has proven something to me in the last couple of weeks. He's the better athlete in the air. He's got better body control in the air. He's got better ball skills in the air than Nick Needham. I like Nick Needham lower on the ground, so I'm going to keep him on the slot, and I'm going to go balls out, and I'm putting Kader Kohu on the outside. Your thoughts on that?
Kohu, I think the product of Ivory Coast and Division II, who came here speaking only French, who said today that he didn't even know that. He said today that he didn't even know that only 47 guys get to play. I mean, how can you not love? The guy said, yeah, I walked in and I knew I was playing for sure when I saw the jersey hanging. I mean, this is just an amazing story. Credit to Josh Boyer for scouting this guy. Credit to Josh and Mike for playing this guy. But listen, I love Nick Needham, but there's every chance in the world that Kohu is going to replace him in the slot next year. They like Kohu in the slot. So both guys can play inside and out. It's going to be a matchup-based thing. Dolphins catch a little break today because the Patriots don't have great receivers. Right? And
they get a break. They get a break next week too. Next week they get a break. Next week they get a break too. Ravens don't have much of a
Lamar
receiver.
Jackson did complete 3 long touchdowns today. I don't know who. I got to look it up, but
it's a terrible team. That's whatever.
You're saying the Ravens are terrible? Oh, the Jets.
No, what's it called? The Jets are terrible.
The Jets.
Yeah. Miami will zero blitz his ass, and he won't figure it out like he didn't last time, and he'll be done. That's all. The Jets don't have the talent on defense to pull that off. Where Miami can send all kinds of blitzers, and then they've got the people in the secondary to kind of get the job done. So I'm sure they'll roll the dice.
I wasn't able to be at the stadium today because of my eye injury, but I was able to track everything and tweet about it and everything. And I saw Clay Ferraro had the video of Tyreek Hill talking about Mike McDaniel's decision to go for a fourth. Did you see the quote?
Yeah, I saw it. He's got big balls. He's going to need a wheelbarrow to break.
McDaniel's gonna need a wheelbarrow for his nuts. Can I just tell you how much more fun it is to cover the Miami Dolphins with Tyreek Hill talking about Mike McDaniel's nuts, and to see Mike McDaniel, I don't know if you noticed this, coming off the field at Hard Rock Stadium, fist pumping the Dolphins mascot. Okay. This is, and before the game, you have Javon Holland, and Jalen Waddle literally doing a dance in the tunnel. Okay. You want to talk about a different vibe,
having fun, man.
A different tone, a different culture. And when you watched Bill Belichick's post-game press conference, which I did, I thought, what a miserable SOB. What a miserable SOB. I don't care how many rings he's got. Okay. What a terrible assignment that would be to cover that guy. All right. Yes, the Patriot way, they win, but everybody's miserable. All right. You got Matt Patricia, the offensive coordinator, who when he was in Detroit made his players practice in the snow. Okay. Then you have this guy, Belichick. His players are not happy with him. They bring him down to Palm Beach and practice in the heat.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I mean, how stupid. And I hate to say that
Hey,
about
hey,
a
Joe.
legend.
Joe. I hear next year Belichick is going to come down for the entire summer leading up to the opener, and so he'll have the entire summer and all of training camp here in South Florida so he can get acclimated. Really, Joe. I said it. I really gave away. The only person that scored out of the Patriots was Kraft because he was at an Asian day spa every single day. So he's the only one flying back with a big old smile after hanging around down here for a couple of days.
Oh man, did you see? You follow me on Twitter, right? I had a pretty good zinger. As soon as the game was over, I tweeted, "This guy, let's say, did pretty well. 240 or some odd. Next year, Patriots fly to Palm Beach on Monday." I thought that was
Right.
pretty good. See,
Right.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
but if you had it too, I guess it wasn't that smart.
Yeah, I had it that they would be here all summer. So yeah, next year they'd be here
Dolphins
all
have the Patriots number. Tide is turned. Patriots dynasty is dead. It's over. You're going to see Tom Brady retire at the end of the season, and I think you're going to see Bill Belichick retire. I think this is it. I think it's over.
Tua, all you want. He is the Patriot killer, bro.
4-0.
4-0. The Patriot killer. Tua Tagovailoa. Freaking love it. Love it.
You got to
All
get
right,
these
Joe.
Dolphin fans off my back on Twitter. I tweeted all these nice things about Tua, and they still criticize me. What's the problem here, Big
Because
Al?
they're remembering the negativity from last year that you weren't believing.
Oh,
So
okay.
you know, and we're all.
Did you see my prediction? I predicted Tua
You
will
did?
be in the top 12 in the
You did?
NFL and passer rating, make a leap of more than 8 points. Right?
He's
Did
won.
anybody
He's
see those
won you.
tweets?
He's winning you a little bit over. He's almost getting to like a B on your grading scale. He's still kind of a C.
Yeah, I mean, he was
but
like a
yeah,
C plus
I get it.
today. I
Huh?
mean, he was a C plus. He was a C plus today.
Yeah, I get it. He wasn't great today.
So you
And-
agree?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
You're not playing a shitty defense, bro. You're playing a good defense. Your offensive line is not that good. You had no running game whatsoever. I thought he did a pretty decent job overall. He wasn't great, but he wasn't terrible. And he made the money throw of the game on 4th and 7. What more do you want from the kid? Yeah.
Did enough to win. Did enough to win.
Yes.
Puts the Dolphins in a position to finish, the first quarter of the season 2-2, which is all you could ask for. You just got to win one of the next 3. Anything beyond that is gravy.
Listen, anybody want to complain about Tua? You want to be Tua or you want to be Mac Jones? What do you want to do?
Or Daniel Jones.
Or Daniel. Well, yeah. I never had hope for Dan. I was never a Daniel Jones guy, so I can't ride that now because I've ridden it from day one that I never thought he was going to be a guy. Anyway, I watched him at the Senior Bowl, but then again, I've watched so many that I didn't think was going to make it. Josh Allen was one of those because he was spraying it all over the place. He couldn't hit anything at the Senior Bowl, and I was like, wow, this guy's terrible. He might have a gun, but God, he is terrible. You know what I mean? So you never know. But yeah, I've never been a Daniels guy. I just never thought.
And last thing, the
Yes.
49ers lost. So not only are the Dolphins 1-0, but they currently hold the 3rd pick in the next NFL draft because they have
That's
the
right.
49ers. They have the 49ers pick. So
That's right.
root
That's right.
against Trey Lance and Mike McDaniel's former team. Let's hope that the absence of Mike McDaniel will be devastating to the 49ers' chances.
Well, hey, look, Lance was 13 of 28 for 164 yards and an interception. And he was their leading rusher at 13 for 54. Good luck. You lost to the
Garoppolo is
Bears.
going to be the Ryan Fitzpatrick, where they go to Garoppolo and he's going to win games, and then they're not going to be able to go back. It's so obvious. You're going to see it happen.
By the way, Tua throws 270 yards and a touchdown in a win, and Justin Fields goes 8 of 17 for 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. So, again,
I wouldn't
could just
feel great
bounce
about
around.
Justin Fields.
I'm just saying there's
Yeah.
plenty of other quarterbacks I can pick on around the league. If you think Tua played bad, I can pick a whole bunch of other guys that played a hell of a lot worse than Tua. That's my point. That's why I say you want to be Tua, you want to be Mac Jones because he outplayed Mac Jones too. You know what I mean? It's just to complain about Tua is just absolutely nuts. All right, so what are you working on in the Palm Beach Post so the Dolphin Nation can check you out?
Well, what you're going to be able to read pretty quickly is Eric Wallace and his 5 instant takeaways. You're going to read our Hal Habib with his take on Mike McDaniel's coaching debut. I'm sure he'll talk about the whole big balls thing. And you're going to read Tom D'Angelo on Tua Tagovailoa's day. We're going to get his take. And then I'm going to reset tomorrow and kind of regather my thoughts. I'm going to kind of ease my way back into the writing. It's kind of hard on my eyes. But we're going to heal up, and I'll be back hopefully around the time Byron Jones is full-time, week 5.
Okay. All right. Beautiful thing, my brother. I appreciate you immensely, as always. Feel better, and we'll catch up later on in the week, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Big O. Good to see you, bud.
You got it. There you go. The great Joe Shad, baby, with our hijinks, sportsgrill.com, Miami Dolphins report. They are in Boca. They are a terrific place. Go check them out, hijinks. Excellent, excellent place. All right. We're going to get Marcel Louis-Jacques joining us in just a minute. A little something here. Big O, you could tell the last Dolphin drive while they were working the clock that the Pats were done with the Miami Heat. Yeah, they got to him. No doubt. Tua always outplays Mac. I'm excited to see how we progress throughout the season, says Salo Kane or Salo. I don't know if it's Salo or Salo or Salo. I said, according to some, not just talking about. Oh, okay. I don't know what that means. What else do we have here? Samuel Rosa. I think he's talking to somebody else. We couldn't tank right, according to some. That's why people said we missed out, but I don't agree with tanking. I'm not a big fan of tanking at all myself. Clearly they were trying in the front office, but the coach they were never tanking. The team was never, ever tanking that year. Everybody talked about it, and maybe they tried by tearing down the roster, but clearly the head coach did not go for it. Away teams drink free on South Beach. Well, feed them all the liquor possible. Okay. Big O, can you ask us if we want Tua or Mac Jones? But when anybody asks if we want Tua or Herbert, they are called idiots. Well, first of all, you can't have either Jones or Herbert. It's a stupid ass game you idiots play. How about that one? What are we, 10 years old? You're playing what-if games? Do you plan on growing up or something? Or are we adults here? The selection was Tua. That's it. Move on, dude. Stop whining like some bitch worried about something else, bro. So some of you are just pathetic with your Herbert crap already. Let it go, bro. Let it go. Most of you phonies never were talking about Herbert before the draft. And by the way, most of us can't track any of you because nobody gives a shit what you were saying before. So you can invent whatever lie you want. Oh, I was on Herbert, and nobody can prove right or wrong because nobody's tracking what you're saying. But leading up to the draft, everybody thought Herbert was what? An inverted dude, just like an introvert like Tannehill and all that stuff. And he was unimpressive at Oregon. There weren't any real shining moments. That offense was boring. Clearly, Cristobal did not play him the way he should have. Okay, as much as I like Cristobal, as much as I've seen what he's done with the Canes, and I love it and all that stuff, but his conservative, more running style did not go with Herbert. So kudos to the Chargers. They took the chance, and the kids looked fantastic. That's it. Big deal. So far, he hasn't won anything yet. So when he's winning and lifting a Super Bowl trophy, then you guys can cry like little bitches. But for now, nobody's won anything. So when something is won that you can actually brag about, because stats don't mean shit. Okay? Stats are nice, but it's about winning. Let it go, you whiny little bitches. Marcel Louis-Jacques will join us right now. He's got the edge, not you whiny little bitches.
Time to get the edge on the Miami Dolphins with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. When you want the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste, you can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Here's ESPN Dolphin insider Marcel Louis-Jacques.
What I'd like to do is get you whiny little bitches, and I'd like to, you remember the show Sliders, where you could go into an alternate zone that is the same world, but it's like another world and maybe something different. And then what I want to do is I want to stick you whiny little bitches inside a portal that the last 20 years get repeated over and over again, and you never get out of it. That's what I hope for you guys. Because if you can't appreciate today, you don't deserve what's coming tomorrow. Marcel, good evening, sir. How you doing, my friend?
Good, man. In and out of there pretty quick. Felt nice to get back in the stadium, see some real football again. And it was an interesting day league-wide, huh?
Yeah, a lot of sloppy football being played all over the place. And again, the theme I've talked about with all the guys, and I'll do it with you, Mike McDaniel's been pretty damn consistent. His teams have looked pretty prepared in their practices, in their scrimmages with teams, in their preseason games. And today, his team was better prepared than the GOATS team. Pretty impressive for a young coach. He has done a nice job of preparing his teams for each stage. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought he called a great game today. You can't play scared or coach scared against Bill Belichick. I thought that he did a good job of setting, his own tone, setting his own pace. Love the fourth down call. Obviously, it worked out the way, it worked out the best possible way. But, there is a lot of analytics involved in his decisions today. There's only, per next gen stats, there's only 2 occasions where, the analytics, the numbers suggested not to go for it, or suggested to go for it, and he punted instead of, trying. So I thought it was a reasonably aggressive game plan. Offense felt like it had a little bit of a purpose. I don't even know if I can say a purpose, but it felt like it had some bite to it. It felt like chunk plays were possible. Unlike last year, you're praying and hoping, okay, maybe there will be 1 or 2 where they gain double-digit yards. It felt like anytime Jalen, anytime Tyreek touched the ball, that something special could happen. Run game, non-existent. That's got to change. But, beyond that, again, we focus a lot on we focus a little too much on the how and not the what. So I'm focusing on the what here. It's a double-digit or a multiple-score victory against a team that I said last week they needed to beat by multiple scores. Here we are.
Yep. No, I think they had a hell of a performance overall as a team. I thought it was a hell of a performance by them. They did exactly what they needed to do in order to get the victory. And in the end, dude, that's all that matters. I was just hoping for a 1-point win. This game was never in doubt. That's also the thing that you cannot lose sight of. At no point, it was the first drive of the game for the Patriots, was the only time there was some doubt, and then they got the turnover. After that, there was no doubt in the rest of that game. So I think if you're a Dolphins fan, you got to sit back and just say, hey, man, let me appreciate what happened today, man. They won.
Yeah, it was strong. Again, it was a strong performance. I thought obviously better on offense than it was for Miami, better on offense than they were on defense. Mac Jones didn't look like anything special. Still 21 of 30, but 213 yards. He's checking down for most of that game. It's not really even like Miami got all that much pressure on him either. If I'm looking at the numbers right now, I think 6 combined pressures from 5 different players. It's not like they were in his grill like New England's defense was in Tua's grill all game. So I just thought it was, from the back end, especially without Byron playing, Needham on the outside, which is not his natural position. Kader Kohu playing a lot. I thought that all things considered, this defense this was the kind of performance that, it's encouraging considering they were Jekyll and Hyde from, the first half of the season to the second half of the season in 2021. So for them to start off on a positive note is encouraging. Now, I think this Patriots team is going to be bad, and I think this offense is going to be one of the worst in the NFL. So you got to take it with a grain of salt, but you have to be able to take advantage of those matchups and their ability to do so. Again, it's encouraging.
I'm with you there. What do we know about Teron Armstead's injury?
I talked to him after the game, asked, how he was feeling. He said, he joked and said, "Man, I'm pretty banged up, man," and then laughed and said he was just kidding. Had an issue. He didn't want to specify. Said he had an issue toward the end of the game, got it cleaned up, and was able to finish out. He said he'll be back to work tomorrow, assuming that means he's going to be in there getting treatment. Don't think it's anything that's going to cause him to miss time. Maybe, might be limited in practice throughout this week. We might see a rest day from him, at some point this week. But I don't think it's anything to be overly concerned about. We'll hear more about Austin Jackson when the time comes. Tomorrow will be a little more illuminating than, whatever Mike says directly after a game.
What did you hear? Because it looked like he was like touching his foot, I think it was, or lower leg.
Ankle was the official report. So it's scary because you saw it a little bit there. What can happen if Greg Little needs to play and Teron goes down or Teron has to leave for any point, then it shuffles everything because, while a lot of these guys have multiple position flexibility, they haven't been cross-training a whole lot throughout training camp. It has generally been the same five from start to finish at their set position. So when you have to kick Liam over to left tackle, that just it jumbles everything up and kind of detracts from the chemistry and continuity that they've built throughout training camp. So it's something to keep an eye on. But I would expect Teron to be okay. We will see what we will see what the deal is with Austin. Probably get a better idea of it tomorrow. We'll get a very good idea of it come Wednesday.
I got to look at the film again and look a little closer. It didn't look like Greg was too bad actually when he came in.
He's fine. There's a point where
all right, actually.
There's a point where Miami tried to toss to the right-hand side there, and I think the third quarter. And Chase, I want to say, lost 5-6 yards. It was the lineman on the right side, right guard, right tackle, moved up to the second level, moved up to the linebacker level. I think that we had a back and forth about that. That wasn't necessarily Little's fault. It was just a good call.
Yeah, no, they sent them to the second level. It wasn't their fault on that one. That they called the perfect defensive play to their play there. That's all they did.
It was a good play. It was a good play from New England because Kyle Duggar sniffed it out immediately.
He's such a stud, dude.
Yeah, that kid was good.
Christ.
Kid had a good game.
He's just a great player, period. It's not that he had a good game. He's a son of a bitch. That guy's awesome. All right, so a couple things. Let's nitpick here. Maybe some questions that you may have for some of the coaches this week. Jalen Phillips still being put in coverage at times. Not a fan.
No, and again, I'm gonna have to rewatch some film there to watch certain things on defense. But I my biggest question moving into next week is the struggles on the ground.
I know
It's
the
a team
offensive line. I know
it's
that.
a team that couldn't. But you couldn't run the ball all summer, and now you still can't run the ball in the season. I'm not worried, but at some point, it's got to click. It's got to click. I thought Edmonds and Mostert both looked better in the passing game than they did on the ground.
When your two tackles get injured, it's just hard, and then you weren't really having success even when they weren't healthy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They were struggling before they got hurt.
Yeah,
so.
it's not a good unit yet. That's the obvious stuff. Let me nitpick with some other stuff. The Jalen Phillips stuff. Okay. The other one, from what I've seen in a couple of weeks, I already know that Kader Kohu is a better athlete, has better ball skills in the air than Nick Needham any day of the week and twice on Sundays. Nick Needham should be inside, and if you're going to play somebody while Byron's out, I'm going Kader Kohu. What he did with Hunter Henry today, that was nasty. Nasty. That's the kind of stuff that You either have the sick athletic ability to do that when you're half the size of that man, and then on the outside too. For me, Kohu is better suited to be the outside corner replacing Byron Jones than Nick Needham. Your thoughts on that?
It's almost funny at this point to think that every time we saw team drills during in training camp, Noah was the first cornerback out there. At no point did Noah lose that starting job. So we were bred to believe that Noah Igbenogany was in line for the starting job, even though with our eyes we see there's no way that should happen. And it turns out, it was a smoke screen all along.
It was reps.
Dolphins believe
it wasn't a smoke screen. It was reps. Here's kid, here kid, here kid, here kid. Okay, you ain't got it. We got to go the other way.
Or maybe not as much of a smoke screen as it is, we're not seeing something that the coaching staff isn't. Like they weren't blind to it, or they weren't seeing something that we weren't with him. They weren't impressed with him in ways that we couldn't see. Like it's a horrible look to not be active, at least. Like that's rough. That's rough for.
Yeah, but I don't know if you saw the tweet I put out. People got to start pumping the brakes on the Noah shit. You got to stop already, because it's a spoiled bullshit that's going on. The front office hit on X. They hit on Minka. They hit on Javon Holland. They hit on Brandon Jones. They found Nick Needham off the street. Trill Williams was on his way. Now they get Kader Kohu. Dude, numbers are you're supposed to screw up with Noah Igbenogany. You can't keep hitting on everybody that you draft or find undrafted. I mean,
they reached bad.
They've been so good in the secondary. To complain about Noah.
Look, both things can be true, but just because they hit on other people does not mean that you can ignore missing the note. That was a missed pick, and it was a first-round pick. You blew a year. You blew that fifth year.
Name me the team that gets Minka and Javon Holland in the NFL. Go ahead. Name it. Name it. Please name it. In the last 5 years.
They're not mutually exclusive.
No. Name me the team that has drafted 2 safeties and X in the last 5, 6. What is it? Is X 6, 7 years? In the last 7 years, you've drafted one of the best corners in the NFL and 2 of the best safeties in the NFL. This guy's supposed to hit on every pick? Look, it sucks that you missed on him if you missed on him, but to keep haggling over this shit after they hit on all the other ones, it just gets to be ridiculous.
I don't know what the point is here, because
I'm going to slam the hell out of all of you that hang on this Noah bullshit when they're hitting on all the other ones.
Just because you recognize that Noah was a missed pick does not take away from the fact that they've hit on other picks. Again, this is not a mutually exclusive situation. They did hit, and they have replacements. They will be okay. They'll be okay. But it's like, damn. This kid can't even crack the active roster.
Dude, that's what your article has to be. That these guys are such fucking badasses that they can miss on Noah and they replace him with people off the street. And
I think if we ask Chris Greer, if Chris Greer had a gun to his head, he would say he would rather it the other way around. He would rather have hit on Noah and missed on a undrafted than hit on the undrafted and miss on Noah. It is what it is. Like they have other players. They have other players, but it's a miss. It's a miss. It is what it is.
Yeah, but you're being Captain Obvious. Of course you want to hit on your first round pick. But
I don't know what our argument is. Like I don't know I guess I just don't know what the discussion is here, because the discussion you're not going to just ignore.
You guys got to stop with the Noah bullshit already. Get past
it.
They replaced them already. That's it. They have the replacement.
Get past it. Like people are allowed to bring it up. People are allowed to bring it up. There aren't think pieces that aren't going to happen on Noah Igbenogany because the team's success was not hinging on Noah Igbenogany. He was inactive. That is the only tweet that I have said about him all day. He was not active. He can't make the grade. He's still not making the game day roster.
And they don't need him. That's the
beauty.
Done. They don't need him. That's awesome. So why harp on it? Why not talk about Kader Kohu, who's a hell of a find? And if Trill Williams stays healthy, the depth you would have had even without Noah would have been pretty cool overall.
Yeah, I mean, again, I sent 3-4 tweets about Kader Kohu and one on Noah. So that's, again, like if people are moving on, that doesn't mean like Noah is a topic that is never going to be broached again. Like it's going to be discussed at some point. It's going to be brought up. It doesn't have to be the focal point, but like
that's all right. When somebody brings it up,
just because they hit.
And when they bring it up, I'll bring the other 6 guys that they hit, and I go, okay, so they missed on one. Please name me another front office that can do that. Just please name it for me. I'd love to find the other front office in the last 6 or 7 years that can find 3 guys off the street that can play and start and help you, and they can find 3 studs in the draft.
The Bills just started a 7th round rookie, an undrafted, or a 7th round pick, an undrafted rookie at corner, and killed the Rams. With the exception of Cooper Kupp doing his Cooper Kupp things. Yeah. Like they're not the only ones in the NFL. They should be proud of it, but like.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. That's what the article should be. Hey, it sucks that they missed on Noah.
What article?
But if you look at the big picture, they're actually incredible in their secondary selections, because that's what they are. They are incredible with their selections in the secondary. When you miss 1 out of 7, you're incredible in the second. Say it with me. Say it with me. 6 out of 7.
Again, is not a productive conversation, because I am not arguing against you. You're arguing with. It's like there's a screen. It's not my face. It's like a screen of all the comments that make you angry. I am not arguing against you. I know that they have a good secondary. I have called Javon and Brandon Jones the next Hyde and Poyer. I love the tandem. Like, I am not personally arguing against it. So I don't need to say it with you. I agree. I agree that their secondary is fine. They need a CB2 long term. We'll see if Kohu can figure this out. We'll see if how long it takes for
the Trill back next year too. So maybe they add some depth right there, dude.
We'll have to. We'll see what happened. But I mean, they didn't get burnt by it. However, it's not for lack of trying. I mean, Needham at outside wasn't the answer today, because that seemed like the only thing. It seemed like the only thing that the Patriots came into this game focused on doing is exploiting downfield matchups opposite of Xavier Howard. Whether it was Noah, whether it was Needham or it didn't matter who it was. It felt like they said, look, we're going to try to run the ball and we're going to throw it deep when we have one-on-one coverage, the guy who was not X. And, Mac missed on a couple, but he hit on 1 or 2 that were beautiful balls. And Needham wasn't the answer. He's a good nickel corner. He's a good slot.
I love Needham.
He's not an outside guy.
Yeah, I love Needham. I want him inside.
I'll figure it out eventually.
Outside. I think he's got the better. I think he's got the athleticism to play on the outside. That, to me, I love what I see from that guy. All right, what do you got going on ESPN so folks can check you out, Marcel Louis-Jacques? Hopefully, no hate on Noah.
Right away. I mean, I was watching Kansas City beat the brakes off of Arizona, or gonna watch Arizona beat the brakes off of Arizona, but I think the more productive thing to do would be throw the condensed game on. I think it should be uploaded to NFL Plus now, so I'm gonna get a second look at this game, at the Dolphins game, figure out some talking points for next week. And then, honestly, man, I gotta pack, because I'm driving Haley out to Dallas next week before she starts her new job. So I will meet everybody in.
She's leaving us
after. She's going to Cowboys, man.
What?
Cowboys.
She got hired by the Cowboys?
Yeah, the Cowboys called her and said, "We're not even opening this job up for anybody else. This is you. We want you. What do we need to do to get you?"
What job? What job is she doing?
Team reporter, host, producer. She's going to be an on-camera host. She's going to do
for their website.
For their website, for the team itself. Jerry Jones is her boss, technically.
That's a great job right there.
It's awesome. She's from Dallas. I'm so proud of her. She's watching this. I'm so happy for you. So there's no way in hell I'm letting her drive 20 hours by herself. So we're going to do that. And I will rejoin the team in Baltimore this weekend.
There's still some chivalry in this world.
Yeah,
How
come
about
on, man.
that? Wow, good for you. I like that.
So come on, that wasn't even a conversation.
I don't know, bro. In today's world, there's some dudes out there that they just don't take care of their girls the way they should, bro. So kudos to you, dude. That's very nice. That's very nice. Haley, I was questionable there if you had something here, but I think you might have something here, actually, Marcel. There might be something there. I don't know. Might be something.
So happy for her, man. She gets to do her dream job. She gets out of that nightmare NBC station, and everybody's happier for it.
Awesome. Good for her, bro. She well deserved. She's cool. I wanted her to stay here because she's a pro, bro. She does a really good job. I think she
Hey, look, man, y'all gonna have to ask NBC6.
Smooth as ice, man.
If you like Haley, ask NBC6 why they told her that they weren't picking her up.
Now, listen, I've been in this business. I know when people don't know talent, and what the hell are you going to do?
Like,
you know
imagine telling somebody, "Yeah, we don't find value in you," and then 3 days later, the most valuable organization in sports tells you we're offering you a position that we're not opening up to the public.
Meanwhile, she gets Rick Ross to say, "Yeah, I'll work with Teron Armstead." Yeah, no, of course, yeah. God, no, she's
man. God talks.
Whatever, bro. It's I've been in this business a long time, bro. I've watched way too many people get screwed all the damn time, bro. It's a shame. But guess what? You stay strong, you stay positive, you come out in the end the right way. And guess what? That's what she just did. So love it. Happy for her. Happy for her. All right. There you go. Hey, drive careful and make sure you don't have a Garmin like they have in the Russian tanks. That they get lost. Make sure you have something that can get you there.
Garmin, it's going to be all Apple, man. Apple Maps going to lead us through.
Something, whatever.
We got our plans already. So
yeah, you don't want anything that the Russian tanks have. That's why they're all littered all over Ukraine and broken down. So get the proper equipment. All right, my brother. I appreciate you. We'll talk to you later on in the week.
Yes, sir. Y'all take it easy.
You got it. We love him, Marcel Louis-Jacques. He's got the edge, baby. You want the edge? Go to myedgedrink.com, the finest energy drink on the planet. Use our code Big O. Get 10% off. Delicious, smooth, zero aftertaste, and 78 calories. I tell you all the time. Get it, man. myedgedrink.com. You can't get it in a store, but you can get it delivered right to your home. myedgedrink.com and use our code Big O. Support the great people at Edge Energy Drink. They support our shows here. That's Marcel Louis-Jacques. You now have the edge.
You now have the edge on the Miami Dolphins with the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins Report featuring ESPN's Marcel Louis-Jacques. Get the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste. You can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com.
Listen, and as for the Noah stuff, I just... this is a spoiled world at times. And I just like to bring some of you back to the reality of it. And I just think that when you've been so marvelous at drafting so many players and picking up other players for your secondary, and you miss one time out of the guys lately, I can't kill anybody for that. It sucks. It doesn't look like he's going to become anything, unfortunately. I get it. It's frustrating. But they're pretty good in that front office, man. So you're not going to hit on all the picks, but they do a really good job overall with their draft selections. That's the reason why it bothers me that too many harp on it, but they don't take the time to actually look at all the other work that goes on there. And then they say, okay, well, you got to go by numbers. You can only pick so many players. You're not going to hit on all of them. If you miss on some, it happens. It happens, man. All right. Let's see. Any final questions? Let me see on the Welt and Rayom text line. What do we got going on here? Some questions. If you guys got some questions, send them in. We will try to answer those questions. Today it's I don't know what it is. Today it's the iPad and everything's been kind of slow. Tell Marcel Louis-Jacques not to bring up Deion Jordan as well. There you go. But that was a long list of problems with other things. A few things. When Belichick isn't a genius when he plays Tua. Tua won 4 in a row against the genius, and 2 years in a row where Belichick had a whole offseason to game plan knowing the narrative was out there. Can you just imagine what the narrative would be today if they would have lost, I think it is, at last? Only thing I like about Mac over Tua is how Mac knows how to take a sack and give up on a bad or dead play. Otherwise, great win. Yeah, you're right. Mac does a good job of getting rid of it more often than not. And oh, so proud of McDaniel for all the trash we've had here after Shula. I'm so proud he's leading our franchise. He is a likable dude, Mike McDaniel, bro. What else do we have here? Dolphins win and Big O postgame. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you. Thank you for the love. How bad was Armstead hurt? Well, apparently it's not so bad. According to Marcel Louis-Jacques, it looks like he'll be all right. Trust the guy on the couch or the professional? Same old 2 3-yard passes. Yeah, I know. The one to Waddle for a touchdown. Yeah, that was a 3-yard pass. Exactly. Belichick has never proven he can do anything without Brady. He had Bernie Kosar and Vinny in Cleveland, and in Cleveland, Vinny wasn't horrible QB. He was in Tampa. Both were above average. And before Brady, he had Bledsoe and a #1 overall pick that led his team to a Super Bowl. I hope Belichick ends up being no better than a 500 coach from here on. Well, I tell you what, he ain't going to win another title. That's for sure. Big O, Coach McDaniel is comfortable because he knows who he is and what he brings to this team. He isn't trying to be anyone. He's straight up genuine since day one. That is very true. Belichick has a coaching staff full of failed coaches. His failed coaching. Let's see what else. History always repeats itself. 50-year anniversary. Let's go. Undefeated season. Let's go, man. I'll take it. Let's see. Big O watching from Baytown with my boy Liam and his wife Ashley this morning. Fins by 14. I guess this was during the pregame. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to the folks that sent in some of the texts. Big O, who has a better game next week, Tua or Lamar? Tua, easily, bro. Lamar is going to struggle next week against that zero blitz. They'll shut his ass down, intercept him a couple times. They'll make him look really silly next week. Tua wasn't bad, but he really needs to learn the two-step in order to avoid his ugly pocket presence. He has great pocket presence, dude. What are you talking about? I mean, some of you out there, do you know that he was the least sacked quarterback last year in the NFL behind a line that can't block and running backs? And Tannehill was the #1 sacked quarterback with a line and 2 running backs. No pocket presence. Dude, you have no brains. You don't know the game. You really shouldn't comment. What was your name? What was your name? Who said that? So many come in. Let me see. Where is it? Where is the guy with the pocket presence? Like, really, seriously, I can't even find it now. I don't know if you erased it or whatever. How are you going to put that he doesn't have pocket presence? He takes a couple sacks when he's trying to hang on and trying to make a play. That's not pocket presence. Those are bad choices. Pocket presence is when you don't see anything coming and you get sacked. Again, some of you out there, Juan, you're an idiot. You don't know anything about this, bro. Don't comment about football if you don't really understand the game. Some of you out there, you're kind of better off just shutting up. You're better off not talking because then everybody finds out you're stupid. No. Wow. Anyway, on that note, we'll wrap it up here on the show. We got to thank, of course, Lee Sterling and David Furonis in our pregame show. We thank Cameron Wolf, Joe Shad, Marcel Louis-Jacques. We thank, of course, the man, the myth, the legend that is Sean Stanley, always getting it done more than anything, we thank all of you out there for tuning in. We love you for tuning in, even if you have terrible comments like Juan, who doesn't understand the quarterback position whatsoever. But we still love you, Juan. Okay? Just don't comment, bro, so that way you don't get exposed. We're looking out for you, bro. We're looking out for you. We don't want people to know that you're kind of a dummy. Stay listening. Maybe you might learn over the next couple of years. You might learn about the damn game a little bit. We'll teach you here on the show a little bit because a lot of you kind of need a little bit of an education. Anyway, we thank all of you out there, even Juan with the terrible quarterback comments. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same bat channel. Go Fins, baby. Undefeated, 1-0. Yeah, Belichick, sourpuss. Get your ass back to Beantown.
This has been the Miami Dolphins Postgame Show on the Sports Talk 305 Network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Shobe. Please subscribe to our platform by searching Big O Radio Show on all digital avenues. On behalf of all our staff, we thank you for supporting us. Have a fantastic week.